All right, mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Much better. Much better. Much better. All right, now this caught me off guard. I had to restart my computer, people. So please bear with me while I resend all the information out. Um, One momento, people. All right, I think I have everything up now. Welcome everybody to Money Making Friday. Today is Friday, June 29th, 2018. Today we have a great show for you all today. We're going to be touching on a lot of things today. Excuse me. Always crypto and the stock market. And I'm pretty sure we'll incorporate some um, charts in for everyone. We have another host. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
I'm well. I'm well. How you doing today?
Good.
Yeah, man. Hope you got the topics. I sent everybody out the topics. I had to restart my computer. It was choppy in the beginning, so I resend out the link. Invite a few more other people so you can join in.
What
So
you are mining cryptos on your computer? That's why you have to reboot.
no, that microphone. Nah, I ain't doing no mine. That's too. My laptop, a couple years old, it'll break my laptop. I can't do that. The microphone. I had to restart it before it could be clear. The microphone was choppy. So before we get started, I want to share my screen. I'd like to remind everyone that click on this. I'd like to remind everyone that this is opinion only. All views and beliefs shown on this channel is opinion only. It's not financial advice. If you like financial advice, go to cfp.net. Is your here you can find yourself a local certified financial planner. Let's click up here, find a financial planner, put in your city, state, or zip code. If you like to any more in-depth knowledge on what we talk about or if you have any questions, you can always go here, find a financial advisor nearest you. Again, All views and opinions expressed on this, expressed on this hangout and channel is opinion only. All right, so let's jump into it. I'm sure people will file in as the show goes on. Probably, I think tonight might be a good night. This first article is from ccn.com, dated June 27th. Exclusive: Maltese government approves 3 cryptocurrency bills. The Maltese parliament yesterday voted unanimously to approve 3 cryptocurrency and blockchain bills. These bills, that are designed to make Malta one of the most important and desirable locations in the blockchain space, should now facilitate the setting up of further companies in this sector. In a tweet shortly after the vote, Parliamentary Secretary for Digital Innovation, Silvio Cimbri, said that he was honored to have spearheaded the legislation through Parliament, and also expressed thanks to all those who had collaborated on the project. He also announced that Mr. Stephen McCarthy will be the new CEO of the Malta Digital Innovation Authority. Speaking to CCN, the junior minister also expressed optimism on the way that these new bills will allow the crypto and blockchain sector to flourish. CCN also spoke to Dr. Joseph F. Borge, a partner at WH Advocates and Solicitors, ad founder of Bit Malta, on these important developments. Today is a historic day for blockchain and cryptocurrency enthusiasts, professionals, and entrepreneurs in Malta. It is the first step to make Malta the jurisdiction of choice for blockchain businesses. The fact that Parliament unanimously voted in favor of the 3 bills is crucial for the stability of the sector and for Malta to become the hub of blockchain and cryptocurrency businesses. Well done to all involved. Now, the first bill is the Malta Digital Innovation Authority Bill, which will give wide scope to the regulation of cryptocurrencies in the blockchain space. The bill establishes the Malta Digital Innovation Authority, or the authority for short, and will focus on the internal governance arrangements. The affairs and business of the authority will be carried out by a board of governors. This bill will also outline the duties and responsibilities of the authority, one of the key roles being the certification of DLT platforms to ensure credibility and provide legal certainty to users wishing to make use of the DLT platform. The purpose of the surveyors and the certification of a DLT platform is to appraise the functioning of DLT platforms and ensure that the data being logged is accurate and genuine information. I'm guessing just for the blockchain's sake. The consultation document issued on the 17th of February 2018 proposed that the certification of a DLT platform will not be mandatory requirement, but will be made voluntary. The second part of the bill, called the Technology Arrangement and Services Bill, deals with the possibility for registration of technology service providers and certification of technology arrangements, or TA, with the possibility of having the TA being granted separate legal personality. Hmm. This bill is mostly concerned with the setting up of exchanges and other companies who operate in the crypto market. The third part of the bill, named the Virtual Financial Assets Bill, which is the final part of the bill, focuses on the regulatory regime applicable to initial coin offerings and the regulation in respect to certain service providers, which will be involved in activities related to ICOs. The bill will also outline the regulatory regime which will be applicable to cryptocurrency exchanges. Comments on the bill have been generally positive, although some sources who spoke to CCN said that it could be that the bills would only allow the so called big players to operate. Now, I read this earlier, and I've been looking at some other news outlets, some other people commenting on this. And with the major nations such as US, China, Europe, UK, so forth, so the larger nations, which have not really come forth and say that they are crypto friendly or anything. They've been in limbo with the public in terms of how they think of cryptocurrency. You have these smaller nations such as Malta, you have Japan, which is a larger nation also, but these other nations have been coming forth and say, hey, we want to make our country the hub of crypto. We want to uh, invite millionaires and billionaires to our shores to make our country, more prosperous. Now, I was looking at Max Kaiser, and he was saying that Malta is having a lot of construction underway on their island, and they're actually recovering land from the sea to build more buildings and houses for millionaires and billionaires to live there. Now, with this article, having read this article, what do you think about this, Mike? I want to say hello to Dollar Will too. How you doing?
Hello, sirs.
How you doing today?
Hanging in there.
All right. Now, well, I think Mike doing something. Now, what do you think it is, Dollar Will? Malta is inviting people to come on in.
I think I'm Mike. You ready? Cause I kind of was not zoned completely and getting some technical issues.
Okay.
Similar to you, Mike. Did you get it?
I think you may be doing.
Let's see. All right. Give me. You don't have to read it. Give me the short of it again, then, since I was like distracted.
The Maltese government passed 3 bills, and the 3 bills are streamlined to be crypto friendly for crypto companies to come to the Malta to have it's more of a somewhat of a tax haven, like Binance, the number one crypto exchange, already moved to Malta. So Malta is trying to lure other cryptocurrency CEOs and companies and blockchain companies and people that want to invest in cryptocurrency they want to lure them there to be they want Malta to be a crypto hub, to be crypto friendly. And like I said, you having smaller nations doing this and the larger nations who haven't said yay and nay about crypto, but you see these smaller nations come forward and say, hey, we're crypto friendly, come on and come to our country.
This is where I guess I would have a question. I don't know about Malta. Is Malta one of those tax haven places?
I don't specifically know about the past, but I can say they're starting to be.
Because that would make sense. That would make sense. It helps a small country like that to have money, to be a destination for money.
Yeah, and they in the middle of the Mediterranean, off the coast of Italy, if I'm not mistaken. So,
well, that would make sense. That would make sense if it's similar to like Panama or any one of those Caribbean countries. It's in a very good place.
I don't know the answer to that question.
It's close to. Go ahead.
I was just saying I don't know the answer to that question right off the top about where it is. Is it one of those tax-friendly, tax haven places, destinations? But that would make sense.
That might what you about to say is close. I may be thinking of something else, but it's closer to Tunisia than Italy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I was originally saying, for whatever reason, my mic muted on me. I think what Malta wants to be is the new digital Wall Street. So they're putting in a lot of effort to get behind the cryptos to have everything flow through their region or just their capital itself. And you're starting to see the same thing with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico wants to be a crypto hub, so to speak, right? That's been the kind of nickname that they've been giving themselves. So if you notice, it's mostly these islands that are trying to cash in and try to drive the digital market to themselves.
What advantage does that offer a place like Malta or Puerto Rico? Like, we know Puerto Rico's got, financial issues. Is there a boost to their economy in any way?
Right. I personally think it would be a boost to their economy because they're an island for one, so they're kind of isolated from the rest of the region, and then number two, um, you maintain your cash flow or your capital, your human capital, as well as your financial capital. You don't want them taking flight in case the stuff hit the fan, right? As the market starts to downturn. And number three, I think Malta as well as Puerto Rico wants to get ahead of the curve so that they're not left behind when this stuff does hit the fan.
Okay, let me
So if they put
ask
the
another
infrastructure
crazy
now
question.
and the policies in place, if they put the infrastructure in now and the policies in place, then they're one and two steps ahead of everybody else.
Okay, let me ask another really basic question. Let's say the stuff hits the fan, and you have Malta and Puerto Rico setting up to be crypto friendly. That should increase tourism, right? Or really, I don't know if you can call it tourism. If people feel like they need to run the safety,
increase investment. Tourism comes second, right? Because Puerto Rico is in the middle of Hurricane Alley, right? So they're always getting bombarded by
Hurricane.
The laws of nature.
Okay.
They're always getting impacted by the laws of nature, but the investment will still be there. So the privatization that's happening in Puerto Rico may also be happening in Malta as well. I think Lionel kind of touched on that in the article. I think it was like in the second piece of it.
Yeah. If I could bring it back up, it was saying that the second law was saying that. Where is it at? I know I read it. Okay. That where is it at? I can't find it, but it was when I read it twice, but when I read it, it sounded like to me that the bills, it was something baked into the bills, which gave people involved in cryptocurrency a great advantage. I can't find a sentence because when I read it,
I think I got it. I mean, the concept, y'all did a good job of explaining it. Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to our second article here. This is from CCN, dated June 24th. Wall Street's entry into crypto sector will bring trillions, Cardano co-founder. Excuse me, Charles Hopkins, co-founder of Cardano and former CEO and co-founder of Ethereum, wrote on Twitter that Wall Street will bring tens of trillions of dollars into crypto world in the future. His statement came after all the cryptocurrencies declined and the crypto market cap lost 13 billion. Hoskinson tried to reassure crypto advocates that the future will look a lot better as compared to the current situation. When a follower applauded his efforts in sending a positive message, he called himself a guy in the back because in order to succeed, everyone has to do their part. At present, Hoskinson is traveling to Tokyo in order to attend Japan Blockchain Conference 2018 as a guest speaker. And as a side note, I've seen a lot of blockchain conferences going on around the world. Interestingly, a few Wall Street companies and traders are warming up to the idea of cryptocurrencies. Mike Novogratz, former Wall Street executive and CEO of Galaxy Digital Capital Management, recently stated that it was almost irresponsible to avoid investing in cryptocurrency. Novogratz used to work at Goldman Sachs before investing 10% of his wealth into the crypto market. Last month, another Goldman Sachs executive, Richard Kim, left Wall Street to join Galaxy Digital as COO. Even Bart Smith, CNBC's Wall Street crypto king, believes that once proper regulations are introduced, institutional investors will bring investing into, into the cryptocurrency industry. Hoskinson may not be completely surprised by the changing values of the crypto market. In January 2018, he predicted that crypto markets would encounter a price correlation as well as consolidation. He added that this would eliminate projects that weren't built with strong business models or had unrealistic goals. The developer is currently the CEO of the tech company Input Output HK. Or, okay, under the firm, he, along with other team members, created distributed computing platform Cardano. Distributed computing platform. Okay. It is the seventh largest cryptocurrency. However, it has also dropped in value ever since January of this year. At the time of writing, Cardano is worth 12 cents, declining by almost 9.38% in the last 24 hours. Nick Szabo, crypto pioneer and smart contracts developer, also chimed in with his own opinion. He said that until the uncertainty in Bitcoin is not eliminated, its volatility will decline until it reflects more the uncertainty in fiat than its own. Now, Dollar Will, I know you said a few times that the biggest whale is, in fact, Goldman Sachs.
You got it.
Now you got two people that I think it was three, but two people, Mike Novogratz and this Richard Kim. They used to work for us. They used to work for Goldman Sachs. Now I'm pretty sure I can bet my bottom $2 that they still know people at Goldman Sachs.
Oh, everybody's watching. You know.
And since they getting into this, I'm pretty sure it's some talking going on between them and Goldman Sachs.
Oh, they're there. You know, they're there. I mean, you know, you're right. They're all in the. You get to that level, you're at the top level. There's no place higher to go. You know, after Goldman Sachs. So you're right. You're right. We talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago and what we were saying in that show. It seems like, you know, the ducks are falling in place. The big boys, not only are they coming, they there. The big boys are there. Wall Street is there. As the beginning part of the article, you talked about 10 bring in trillions. Okay, so that's 2 weeks ago we were talking about when the whales come in and bring their money. That's going to the volume in crypto is going to go to the moon, and that's what they're talking about in this headline. They're telling you right here in this headline, big money is going to pour trillions into crypto. That volume, we haven't seen anything like this yet. And you know, it's nothing. I mean, this was like singing a national anthem. What we've seen with Bitcoin going to 20,000. That was just the national anthem. The game is really just getting started.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What's going on, Complex?
Hey, what's going on?
Now,
Dylan.
The crypto market is only worth $250 billion right now, and that's peanuts. Not even peanuts compared to what the not just Goldman Sachs, but other whales. Because once Goldman Sachs get in there, that's a signal to other investment firms to say, man, if they got in, let me get in it. So
now they're gonna come in at the same time. They all at the door waiting.
So the current market cap is $257 billion. That's $250 billion. That's peanuts. And and the prices, the Cardano, is worth 12 cents. People gonna wish they bought Cardano at at this price. Well, you know what? I'm just not gonna speculate.
You know
But
what? Let me slow it down half speed for even for
yeah,
myself.
go ahead.
I need to ask y'all some because y'all know cryptos. Y'all, I know just general trading. You guys are much deeper in crypto. These cryptocurrencies have a finite supply, right?
Correct.
Like each individual currency. Okay, so we got the biggest money center on planet Earth saying that they're lining up to buy it. Sidebar, why aren't they, what are they doing? They're watching the charts. They're watching the chart. But when this thing does reach bottom, it's not going to languish. It's going to move faster than, this is not going to be one of those things where you need to be sitting there scratching your head. You need to get in when you hear, especially, me and whoever your other favorite chart readers are, tell you that it's the bottom. You better move fast. You better have that wallet set up because it's going to move off that bottom faster than you can get in it if you just, being hesitant. So the scary part is they have more money than all of us. And so you're talking about a finite resource. They have all the power to buy it up. They're not going to they're going to do their best to stop a wealth transfer or a new population of people joining the uber rich. And if buying crypto is the way to keep the status quo, they'll do it.
The problem is that they're a little late to the game. So to kind of speak to this, you have this whole issue with Deutsche Bank and laying off like hundreds of bankers, maybe like about a month or so ago. And so all of those bankers just basically moved over into the crypto sphere.
But how are they late to the game? We're talking about the big wealth like Goldman. How are they late to the game? They can go and just buy it. They have the money to buy it, to buy it up.
The money's there to buy it up, but you also have to have the sellers, right? So what you have is a lot of guys in the crypto sphere, they understand what's going on. So they're holding or hodling.
Okay. Are you telling me this from a theoretical thing, or are you looking at the charts? You see that volume? Those people are bailing, man.
I see the volume. Look, that explains the reason why Bitcoin had an inexplicable dip. I think it was back in March, where it dipped down to maybe $12,000, right? And then there was a huge buy-in in China. There was a huge buy-in in China. So what happened was that after a large investor class in China bought in, then it basically like a rubber band just sprung back up. So it's not to say that this stuff is outside of the realm of manipulation or anything like that. However, what you are talking about though is you're talking about computer code ultimately. So the level of manipulation that can go on, and the buy-in and volumes and all that it's capped.
Well, let me just say that I don't speak or think in terms of manipulation. It's the free market, okay? That's for me. I'm just saying I don't think of it that way. I'm just saying all things are not equal. We all can buy it, but the person with the most money has the most power. They have the most capacity to control it just by buying it up, just by buying it.
Now, I've heard reports.
So we got to get our fuse in it. That's all I'm trying to say. That when the time is right, people, regular hardworking Joes like us, we have to be proved and get in, and don't be hesitant go along for a ride. Take the ride up.
Now, right here. I've been hearing reports that in crypto, you can see what wallets hold what. If that particular blockchain is a public blockchain, then in crypto you can see who holds what. Now, I've been hearing reports that the vast majority of Bitcoin is only within a few wallets. So I just found this BitInfo chart, and it tells you the Bitcoin distribution. The Oh my God, I just okay. I think they're saying the percent. Okay, here we go. 7% of the Bitcoin is in like less than 1% of people's. Trying to figure this out while I read it because it's my first time on this site. But they basically saying majority of the Bitcoin, the vast majority of Bitcoin that's out there is held within a few wallets. It's not equally distributed like people would think.
No, it's not. Those are largely people who have been holding Bitcoin since the days of Mt. Gox.
Yeah, and someone I follow, they've been telling me that someone else that they know in the finance industry, different families have been buying up Bitcoin and holding it in wallets across the world. So it's interesting.
Well,
What
I'm
I'm
looking
going,
I'm looking
Go
at
ahead,
that $1 million balance on your chart there. It's in what, 4 wallets?
Where you
In
at?
that chart you just had? Look at the bottom, the last one. What is that?
Right here?
In balances between 100,000 to what's that? A million?
Yeah, $1 million.
In 4 addresses. Is that wallets? Is addresses wallets?
Yes.
Okay, so 4 wallets are only 4 wallets have up to 1 million, between 100,000 and 1 million.
I think we read.
I have to study that chart to really understand what we're looking at.
Yeah, me too.
But that's interesting, though. That's good information. You're going to email that to us?
You know, I can do it right now while y'all talking.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's something that's.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say that because they lack the technical wherewithal, and I'm speaking about the big whales, they lack the technical wherewithal about cryptocurrencies, about the infrastructure and the amount of code that goes into it, and the transactions that are involved, and the blockchain aspect as a whole. I think what you're starting to see now is that they just bypass all.
You are borging. You're borging.
Can you hear me now?
Go try it. Go for it.
All right. Basically, what I was saying was that because of the lack of technical wherewithal that these big whales have, I think what you're starting to see now is that they're just saying screw the code, screw the infrastructure, screw the blockchain, the literacy aspect of the cryptocurrency, and let's just buy what's available, right? And then park it. So parking it sounds like what they're doing with their investments. They're just parking it for now to see what happens later on in the year. Because I think based on your technicals, Dollar Whale, that you're going to start to see a spike in oil, right? Go up to 238, 240.
Well,
I think
it's going to go south. I think it's going to go south before it goes north.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know.
Right, and I'm just saying that I think that these guys are looking at the market from a perspective of just parking your assets for right now.
Could be,
and then worry about what happens later.
Yeah, because they got the money to be able to sit on it like that. It doesn't mean nothing to them.
Right.
To be able to take off, millions of dollars in crypto and just let it sit for, several years. That's nothing for them.
Or maybe they're looking at the charts too, and they're probably saying, you're probably going to see Bitcoin skyrocket to 100,000 or something, and they're going to hold for that time.
Right. See, that's why I think, that's the great part about technicals, because you can look at the big ones like Bitcoin, and you can see what the volume is doing, because the volume isn't really like moving up big in terms on the buy side. That's how you know they at the door, but they're not they're not in the pool. Not like they're really going to be. That's why I'm concerned that whenever the Bitcoin does get near this bottom, when they come in, they're not going to be messing around, man. They're going to buy in very large quantity. And the price is going to move up faster than at any point you ever seen Bitcoin move or cryptos move. It's a whole new world when this level of money come in.
Go ahead, Ulysses.
I think he's doing the dinner thing.
So, I mean, you guys are all set up and ready. You guys are going to be fine. But for the people who are
On the sideline,
on the sidelines, wondering, this will just be another one of those opportunities where they say, "I should have bought some."
Yeah.
I actually don't like the only down part to all this is that I don't like about the decentralization is the amount of wallets and things you have to jump through.
Yeah.
Just to get things done.
Yeah. But, it was like that with me. Am I echoing?
Go ahead, try it.
It was like that with me. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like that with me. I went on YouTube to see how can I do this, how can I buy it, because I was scared. I'm like, man, we're gonna transfer this to this. Like, what if it don't get there? But after a while doing it over and over again, the redundancy of doing it over and over again, I got used to it. Then I learned how to do the wallets. Then I learned how to, the other wallets. Yeah, it is a learning curve. It's about at the very least, and I'm being very lean, a 3-month learning curve. When when this thing jumps, it's gonna you can't just get in and get out. People, it's not easy to get in and get out. It's gonna be a learning curve.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of trying to decide what I want to do. If I want to, I think I'm pretty certain I'm going to go because some of those crappy coins that's really going to move that for trading, I think I'm going to want to do that because that's just going to be, it's some of those are even probably worth trading now the way that, some of them moves. But what is it, that Bitcoin Trust?
The one I showed you last week was like $10 or something.
Yeah. Now that I should be able to buy through just a regular, normal broker, right?
Yeah. I just know what, but I don't know where you can buy. I should have.
Yeah, I think that you have to everyone would have to check their broker because I know not every broker, you can get everything, but but I bet that one's everywhere. So that's what I'm going to look into first to see if my broker trades that. I'm with Charles Schwab, and they usually have a lot of goodies.
What's interesting about that, at one point in time, it was 35 cents.
Right.
And that's okay. So it's good time.
Because that way I will be able to jump in and out, go from cash to that
in no time.
Pretty quickly. I don't need no wallet and all this other stuff.
Have we converted Dollar Will over to cryptos?
Nah.
Oh no, I'm never against it. Now I'm just telling you that the chart tells me when, but I'm not against it. The volume got my respect.
So I mean, look, Dollar Will to follow up, man. I'm sorry, I didn't really get a chance to follow up on my thought. No, of course, the large financial sector is going to transition. They're going to transition over into this industry. I mean, ultimately, everything is going to be rolled into some sort of digital, variance of what currently exists. Now, whether it's going to be off of, if it's going to be ported or forked to Bitcoin per se, or if it's going to be its own proprietary ecosystem crypto, or if it's going to be, whatever the type of application it is. I mean, that's where all this is like new territory. But I've fully expected for people in the traditional financial markets to start rolling over into this sector.
Yeah. I mean, when I was speaking about it initially, it was just coming in, just buying it like you and me. Not necessarily. I mean, later on, of course, take it. I think they are going to take over the exchanges and stuff, and they just swallow it up. But just right now, I'm saying the threat to you, Joe Citizen, is other other people showing up in the marketplace with significantly more money, the most money, you know, the richest people on earth, basically. You know, so
anything
you
else?
know, when somebody that had that much power, money, you better get in. You know, you can't be uncertain.
Nah, no vacillations. You
That's
gotta
right.
just
That's right.
go with it.
Get your
All right.
finger on the trigger. Get your money set up so you can move, because it's not going. You can look at charts in the past and see when oil was low and gold was low, and you'll notice that, you know, I'll say in the recent past, we're not going back to the 80s and all that, but like 2009 and times like that, it didn't stay down there long, man, because they know the value of it. Because, you know, that's when the fundamentals matter. They know the value, and they're like, these things are, you know, when in the case of oil, you had companies, the stock, they were like below book value, below the value of the I'm sorry, it was greater than the value of the company, so there was no real risk. So they jump in at that level, and I think that's going to happen with these cryptocurrencies, with the bigger ones, you know,
The top,
the top
rated,
ones like the
yeah.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple,
Cardano, and so forth, so forth.
yeah.
Okay. Well, our next article comes from usethebitcoin.com. Bitcoin ETFs could help BTC price reach $35,000. This is from June 25th by Carlos Terenzi. During the last years, there have been several attempts to create Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchange traded funds, also known as ETFs. This time, according to Cryptocurrency Research Group, the price of Bitcoin could increase to $35,000 if BTC related ETFs start to appear in the market. Some experts, such as Ari Paul, co founder of the virtual currency hedge fund Block Tower, said that the next Bitcoin rally could be triggered by institutional investors, like we just said. There is also possibility for it to happen before the end of 2018, allowing Bitcoin's price to reach similar levels to the beginning of the year. The experts believe that once the services like Coinbase custody and other solutions for institutional investors are in place, institutional investors may be ready to enter the crypto market. About it, Paul said, institutional money started trickling into cryptocurrency in mid 2017, but it's been slower than many expected. That doesn't mean it's not coming. There are a lot of pieces that need to come together. One big piece being third party custody. Custody isn't binary. It's not like Coinbase custody will launch and suddenly every pension will throw 100 million into BTC. It takes time for custody solutions to gain trustworthiness, but I think we'll have solid third party custody by September of this year. At the same time, the emergence of ETLs could also help the next rally. Researchers at Ironwood think that these exchange traded funds will be the fuel of the next midterm rally. The Winklevoss twins are working in order to create their own ETF called Coin. Hmm. Currently, Bitcoin is in a bear market that started back in December after reaching an all time high of $20,000. Since then, Bitcoin lost over 65% of its price and was traded under $6,000. Now, Bitcoin is recovering part of its price and is being traded around $6,200. In the last 24 hours, it registered an increase of 5%. Most of the cryptocurrencies in the market are operating positively. So, with this, who wants to go first on this article?
I'd like to jump in just to state the obvious about what the ETFs are going to. ETFs are going to be it's a basket of cryptocurrencies. So whoever the manager is, usually they're likely going to pick like the top 30, or, you know, heavily traded ones, and that's going to spread. And so regular, you know, Joe Blow, they don't want to know how to pick the coin. They're just going to buy the ETF, and that's going to spread that volume across the entire space. So, yeah, that volume is coming. That's all I wanted to say.
Anybody else? Ulysses, Mike? Okay.
Oh, no, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
The Winklevoss name was an interesting
Yeah. Because
name there. Now, what what's funny, you had showed that graphic of who the largest Bitcoin holders were, the wallets.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those top wallets actually belonged to them.
Oh, it does. It does. They own about 100,000.
I was going to say, like in Dollar Will, if you're talking about who's actually, like I said, like a lot of those holders are people from like the Mount Gox days. And it's not, it really would, you may think that it may be like some titans in the financial sector, but it really isn't. It's a lot of like, future forward techno geeks who were holders of Bitcoin. Like I said, when the first exchange that was selling it was Mt. Gox. Okay. They this stuff since back then, 2010, 2011, back then. And then the Winklevoss twins, they are large stakeholders of Bitcoin.
Yeah. And it's funny because they took the money Zuckerberg gave them to shut up about and shut up and leave them alone about that Facebook.
And bought a chunk of coin.
Yeah, put it into Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I wasn't saying that the old money owns are the primary owners. Own the largest amount. I wasn't saying that. I'm saying that you can't buy, like you were saying earlier, you can't buy what's not for sale. So if someone is holding a lot, that's not what's in the market. That's so if we're all fighting over, the few coins that the that a few guys have allowed to stay out there in circulation because they're sitting on a big amount. Well, that's going to create a whole lot of competition just for that remaining amount, and you're competing with new money now, which is old money. It's just come to the game.
Right. Well, then let's not also like overlook that the notion or the idea that a lot of that old money may have actually gone into the mining infrastructure, right? So that might be where there's a lot of like old money that was kind of transferred over to get into the crypto sector. It was done vis-a-vis like mining operations and stuff like that. So there's always that possibility because with the mining and the computing processing power that is required to mine digital currencies and stuff like that. I mean, that in and of itself became a viable sector. One of my partners actually has 2 computers over at his shop that, while he's over there building bikes, these things they mine Bitcoin. So, there's another sector there that we actually didn't touch on that has a lot of money sunk into it, and that's in the mining sector.
And keep in mind also, this stuff can be lost forever. It's already estimated 2 million Bitcoin has been lost forever.
Oh, yeah.
Because those people back in the early days, when people were using Bitcoin to buy pizza, they just thought, it's just nothing. But nobody knew it would spike up to 20,000 per Bitcoin. So people just forgot about it's on their hard drives and their computers, and they got rid of their computers and it's lost forever. You can't recover that. So that's in the long term, not now in the next year or two, but years down the line, as people start to lose Bitcoin, as mistakes happen, it's just going to increase the price of Bitcoin because it's a scarcity. If Bitcoin continues to be that coin, the main coin, but it's with any coin, almost any coin, not all coin, almost any coin.
Well, I was gonna say, man, to kind of follow up on what Dollar Will was talking about a little earlier. I guess the issue here is that because cryptos can literally be created by anyone, right? They can be created by anyone, and any commodity can be tied to it, right? So I don't really see like the current day, modern financial markets basically being duplicated just only in the crypto sphere. The crypto sphere is decentralized for the very reason of getting rid of things like central banks, right? So the central banks can buy in, they can get involved into a decentralized cryptocurrency infrastructure, but they'll be participating in just that. They won't be a central bank in a decentralized environment.
Right. Yeah, I'm not even projecting old mind thought. Oh, I'm just talking about people with money. That's all. That's the only thing. And the power of money. That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be, to me, that's an obvious, you know, if everything moves to a digital infrastructure, then yeah, old money's gonna move its way over. Because look, what good is having a whole bunch of cash if all of your new age entrepreneurs basically they take crypto? They're like, dude, I don't take that. I don't, you know,
Man,
I don't have a with that.
Man, they shooting off firecrackers already over here, man.
Oh shit.
Already.
They're doing it over here too, though, man.
You better hope that's firecrackers.
It is.
No, you know the difference between some fireworks and some gunshots. I was on the south side too, man.
Yeah. I know the protocol. It's too rapid to be fire, to be gunfire. Okay. But any I don't know why I said that, but any comments on that last article?
Oh no, we're good, man.
All right. This new article is next article from ccn.com. This is from June 28th. And Indian bank Kotak Mahindra taps Ripple for instant international remittance. Major Indian private bank Kotak Mahindra is the latest financial institution to join RippleNet, Ripple's enterprise blockchain network, to enable inward remittances. In an announcement, Kotak Mahindra Bank revealed it used San Francisco-based Ripple's blockchain technology to power inward international remittances in India, the world's largest remittance receiver. Specifically, Kotak will use Ripple's enterprise blockchain software, Xcurrent, to enable end-to-end tracking of instant payments and settlements over RippleNet, the company's enterprise blockchain network. Notably, the blockchain solution does not use Ripple's token cryptocurrency XRP, which powers a separate product in XRapid. By using Xcurrent, Kotak says the average time to settle international money transfers could come down to minutes instead of several days. The bank's retail users can also remit smaller sums of money frequently at lower rates, the bank confirmed. Kotak Mahindra's Chief Digital Officer Deepak Sharma stated, Xcurrent ticks all the boxes and enables us to offer our customers a more transparent and efficient global payment service using blockchain. Joining RippleNet also expands our payment network globally by allowing us to connect with other members. With over 1,300 branches, Kotak Mahindra is among India's largest private banks to join fellow private lenders, Axis Bank and Inducend, as members of RippleNet, a network comprising of over 100 financial institutions, including banks, payment providers, remittance operators, and even a central bank. Earlier this year, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, or SAMA, the de facto central bank for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, joined RippleNet to launch a blockchain pilot enabling domestic banks to send payments via the network using Xcurrent. Recognizing India as a priority market with over 70 billion in inward remittances in 2017, Ripple expanded into the country by opening an office in Mumbai, the country's financial capital. Furthermore, Ripple revealed that 3 member Indian banks among its ranks are looking to connect through RippleNet to members outside of India to make two-way remittances services to their customers. There you have it. Slow ones, a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Man. It's like this stuff, in a decentralized environment, you know, you're talking about instant access to resources, capital, you know, products, and that's global. That's the power of blockchain, man. That's the power of crypto.
You got any inputs on the mic?
Not really. The only thing I can say is that this adoption rate won't really skyrocket until you start seeing the bodegas in your local neighborhood start accepting things like Ripple.
Good point.
But Mike, don't you think though? Well, fuck it, we'll put it out there. I mean that. Do you think that's maybe like a mid-level or maybe even like a startup level type of solution that could be created? Right. I mean, because that's something that could happen relatively quickly, where somebody just develops like some quirky little app where all you do is it's kind of like how what they use in like the Asian countries and like in China and stuff like that, where they just go into a store and do a little quick QR code scan and
WeChat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, that would be something as simple as just rolling something out like that, right? For like convenience stores and like a targeted app product or something.
Well, if it's decentralized, then they would be the ones holding their own wallets, right? Or they'll be their own market place for themselves. So the problem in the United States is that they have to actually when they file their taxes, they have to actually claim some of this stuff. They don't want to.
I got you. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So
how do you claim sales? How do you tabulate taxes? And then how do you claim all of that, right? If you accepted it in crypto.
Right.
I
mean, it's one thing to buy like I don't what's Ripple doing right now? 49 cents.
Yeah, about 49 cents. Yeah, 49.
I mean, you can't really buy much with 49 cents anymore. I mean, you can't even buy penny candy at this point. I haven't seen penny candy since since the 90s. But the point I'm making here is that, I mean, at 49 cents, it has to be a legitimate purchase to make sense. So buying a bag of Doritos isn't going to really help you, or some zebra cakes.
A sub sandwich.
Yeah. You go with the zebra cakes.
But what's interesting is that my I buy my my workout protein stuff from transparentlabs.com, and they accept Ethereum.
Ooh, okay.
Well, Noah and I, we're accepting Bitcoin on our Herbalife Nutrients site. We accept Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that, like, what you have to do, and like, and just taking from Arcade City as a model, right? So like when you utilize their app, it's if you're going to use crypto, it's the Arcade City token, or the Arcade token, right? Which is Ethereum backed. But the app itself gives you options on what you want to use. You want to use crypto, you want to use your PayPal account, you want to use traditional, Visa, MasterCard. And, it gives you the option. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of when you say accept, the bodegas accepting it. I mean, well, you did bring up a legitimate concern with regards to like tax implications, right? But from a software standpoint, like, man, that's a simple adaptation.
Right, and most of the places I go to, Trader Joe's and all these other places, they already accept Apple Pay, Google Pay, and the other third pay that they use.
What's the Google Pay and the other
Microsoft Money, is that one of them?
No. There's like a third one. I think it might be Square or something
Square
like that.
Cash.
But it might be a third one. But the point that I'm making is that the infrastructure is already in place for those two methods of payment through a point of sales operation. So they would have to figure out a way to incorporate Ripple into that infrastructure.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now this one comes from Independent from UK. This is from 2 days ago by Anthony Cuthbertson. Facebook has reversed its controversial ban on cryptocurrency adverts, prompting further speculation that the tech giant may be planning something major in the space. The lifting of the ban put in place in January, which I don't know it reached back that far, amid fears that ads were used for fraud, was welcomed by industry figures, with some saying that it indicated the firm's recognition of the potential of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Customer safety and education about the market should remain a priority, but a blanket ban is a poor approach to new ideas. Iqbal Gunham, the UK managing director of the eToro investment platform, told The Independent. Technology giants like Facebook are aware of the potential of blockchain technology to fundamentally change the financial system. But perhaps more significant than the immediate implications for cryptocurrency firms is what the move signals about Facebook's own ambitions. Last month, the social network announced its biggest ever management reshuffle, which included the launch of an exploratory blockchain group that reports directly to the company's CTO, Mike Schroepfer. At the head of the group is David Marcus, the former head of Facebook Messenger and a member of Coinbase, one of the world's most popular cryptocurrency exchanges. Rumors that Facebook is actually interested in buying Coinbase have previously been reported by The Economist, who voted, who noted that the lack of an incumbent giant in the crypto space is why major tech firms are joining investors and startups and showing an interest in the industry. Experts say that not only could the acquisition boost Facebook value and utility, the involvement of the technology giant would add legitimacy to cryptocurrency markets. It wouldn't surprise me if Facebook made an attempt to acquire Coinbase, tech entrepreneur Oliver Isaacs told The Independent. Whether Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong and the team would agree is another question. Coinbase did not respond to a request for comment about the potential acquisition, but Mr. Armstrong has previously stated his firm's ambitions of seeing cryptocurrency adoption reach a billion people.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're serving maybe 10 million customers, he said in a promotional video for Coinbase in March. We would like to reach a billion people in the world who are using digital currency on a daily basis. Facebook has more than 2 billion users, meaning any cryptocurrency it introduced could potentially have a greater reach than any single traditional currency. A Facebook coin would also have a far greater reach than Bitcoin or any other of the 1,500 or so
Yep.
cryptocurrencies currently on the market, while also serving as an actual currency rather than simply a store of value or speculative investments. If platforms like Google, Twitter, and Facebook launch their own cryptocurrency, it will be huge because of their user base. Philip Nunn, CEO of Manchester based investment firm Blackmore Group, told The Independent. Facebook also declined to comment about rumors of a Coinbase takeover or its interest in cryptocurrency, with the spokesperson referring instead to a post by Mark Zuckerberg published in January, in which he discusses the potential of decentralized currencies and other technologies.
I was gonna say that Facebook came out with the shit earlier this year. They already jumped the shark.
One of the most interesting questions in technology right now is about centralization versus decentralization. Zuckerberg wrote, with the rise of a small number of big tech companies, many people now believe technology only centralizes power rather than decentralizes it. There are important counter trends to this, like encryption and cryptocurrency, that take power from centralized systems and put it back into people's hands. The Facebook founder concluded the post by saying he was interested to go deeper with these technologies and figure out how to best use them through Facebook's platform. Now, I ain't no way in double hockey sticks. Brian Armstrong, which is CEO of Coinbase, is going
Mhm.
to sell Coinbase because Coinbase is already the gateway to the cryptocurrency world for most people in America.
Okay,
And
but if Facebook is trying to be the internet of the world to your average everyday person globally, wouldn't it make sense?
no, it wouldn't because if Coinbase has this much control significant portion of the cryptocurrency market as the gateway to and fro the cryptocurrency to fiat and vice versa. Imagine what if the previous articles we just read, which institutional money can bring trillions into the stock market, into the not stock market, into the cryptocurrency market. Coinbase is in a position to even to be even to more wealthy. So in the long run, they can have enough money to buy Facebook, not the other way around. So Facebook is just trying to buy Coinbase while it's relatively cheaper to buy Coinbase to increase their coffers,
But
to
that's
put money in their pocket.
well, I was gonna say, but see, that's the whole point. And now, when you factor in as well, the fact that Facebook has a robust marketplace, right? They have a marketplace that basically conducts transactions globally. I use it. That look to me, that was why it honestly, just being completely objective here, it would make sense from a business standpoint for Facebook to try to do something like this.
Yeah, it would make sense from Facebook standpoint, but from
It would
Coinbase,
also but look, if Coinbase's goal is 1 billion users, Facebook actually has close to 3 billion active users
right now, but that's right now. It would they Brian Armstrong would be selling himself short if he made that move, because we all know within the next, let's
How
say,
would
10.
how would he be selling himself short
Okay,
if their stated goal is 1 billion, but Facebook already off the rip has close to triple that?
yeah, but that's right now. That's right now.
Yeah,
We
but
are
see,
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence though that Facebook has a reduction in users with the
no, no,
acquisition of Instagram too?
I'm not saying I never did say they have a reduction in users. What I'm saying is Coinbase's reach is only, he said, 10 million right now. We all know with these new technologies coming into the landscape in the future, such as cryptocurrency automation, all these other things, especially with cryptocurrency, Coinbase is in a prime position within the next 5 to 10 years, and even less than that, to reach more people. Because the only thing
okay, what you failing to factor in right now is
Go
a
ahead, Lon. Go ahead, Dollar.
bird in the hand, man. You know, it's
yeah.
like what I was trying to say last week. When big fish come, they make you an
That's
offer
it,
you
y'all.
can't
Just
refuse, man.
go ahead. You go ahead.
Because competition ain't no joke. So, okay, when somebody, you don't want to get into any kind of competition with another entity, especially that's got more money than you, bigger than you. I mean, like I was saying last week, Microsoft, Apple, they've all the big companies do that. They go to the small fry and they make them an offer. And implicit in that is, you know, if you don't take this offer, I'm gonna put you out of business.
Boom.
Okay, I would say I would give you that. That's all I can say about that. I would give
So
you that.
why get in a fight when you could just take the money and go off and be the guppy you are and go sit down? That's just the way it works.
Aren't you trying to get money anyway?
Right. That's the way the system works. But once you take that check, you become bigger, and then you come back into the game and start something new.
Elon Musk did it.
Right. That's how the game works. Now, if you overplay your hand, you can walk away with nothing.
Okay, I see it from your angle.
But I understand what you're saying. He would be walking away for a chance to make a whole lot more, but he's also walking away with the chance to get nothing.
Okay.
Exactly.
You talking about, man, these companies are dirty, man. Shoot, you end up being investigated by the IRS or whoever else, or you, man, crazy, strange things happen.
Did you guys get the link I sent you about the guy who hacked Tesla? What's going on with Tesla?
Yeah. I heard that. Now I do agree. Well, I read that. I saw that. I do agree. Yeah, these companies are dirty. I'm not oblivious to that. I'm not naive to that. I do agree with that. But like you said, you are playing. Don't overplay your hand. I agree with you when you say that. When you put it like that, I agree. Don't overplay your hand. And you, much as you stand to gain by overplaying your hand, you have that much to lose. I understand that. Hello, are we still on?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're.
Yeah, you Lionel froze for a moment. I think he's talk Lionel.
oh, yeah, I'm here. Hello.
I hear you. You
Okay.
good?
Okay. Mike, you have any comments on that?
Yeah, everybody wants a shortcut in terms of the big fish, and Facebook is a big fish, but they're a losing party at this point, with all these allegations coming at them, especially with the GDPR incidents and whatnot. And wanting to go after Coinbase makes it easier for them to get into the market, rather than to do the code themselves. I mean, they could potentially do their own code and infrastructure because they have it, but they don't have the market that Coinbase has. And Coinbase right now is to the crypto market what iTunes was to music. It was a one-click. It's a one-click deal or a two-click deal. It's very simplified.
Very, very good analogy. That's a very good analogy.
Boom.
So
Yeah.
they don't want to give up their they don't want to give up their position as it stands right now.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine? They say Coinbase says, "Screw you. We're gonna fight," and then Facebook and Goldman Sachs. Can you imagine? You don't want that. You don't want that work.
But
Well,
you know,
they can team up all they want. The problem is they don't have the talent, right? So they have a sledgehammer, but they don't have a nail to actually go after.
Does the talent exist on the earth?
The talent
They
does
got the
exist,
money,
right?
they
But
can buy it,
because
man.
we can use Apple as an example, just real quick. Apple has enormous amounts of revenue that they accrue, but they don't have the EV car that they desire that Tesla already has.
Right.
Right. So they have all the money, but that doesn't mean anything to the market, because if you don't have the actual brain talent, you can't compete.
Right.
Apple couldn't develop a car, right, and bring it to market and it be competitive at this point. They're going to have to acquire somebody.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Same thing with Microsoft. They have oodles and oodles of talent and money, but they can't produce a phone to save their life.
I hear you. So let's go back to the crypto for a second. Is there another or a number? Are there other exchanges besides Coinbase?
yeah, you got Gemini. The Winklevoss twins own Gemini. You have what's that? Bittrex. That's out of Washington. There's a few. That's not a lot. There's a few American. Am I still on?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, yeah. There's a few.
You know, I mean, because like you look at what's going on in like cable and media, where you got consolidation going on with Comcast and AT&T. It's like so confusing who's buying who this week. And that's likely to happen with those smaller exchanges. So they can, like I agree with you, Mike. Yeah, it's easier. That's what big companies do. They just buy talent. They acquire it. They buy a company, and in buying the company, they get the brain power. So okay, they could buy up everything around Coinbase and assemble the talent. If a couple of these other companies are purchased, smaller exchanges are purchased, they would have the brain power.
They'll be playing catch up as well.
Of course.
Coinbase is at least three to 4 years ahead of the rest of the competitors in terms of their simplicity and access.
I hear you. And then, okay, let's say you believe that cryptocurrencies are going to be around for the foreseeable future. If that's the case, 4 years is nothing. How long do you think it would take a big company like that, like Facebook and say a Goldman Sachs, if they start gobbling up the smaller companies? How long, with their resources, how long do you think it would take them to obliterate that 4-year head start?
That can take even more than 4 years. In the tech market, it's a little different than any other market, because it doesn't matter how many people you have working for you or how much money you have. If you just don't have the wherewithal in your startup, it's not going to work. And we there's too many examples in the tech market that have shown too many failures happen because they've overplayed their hand or they just didn't understand the market for what it was. And recent example is Microsoft with their phones. They just, even though they purchased Nokia, which was the master of cell phones and smartphones, they still couldn't produce. They were producing donuts. They couldn't do nothing.
I hear you, but the reason why I guess I'm going down hard with this fight is that I remember this small company that wasn't selling for much called Apple. And I argued with Microsoft fans about what Apple was going to be. Who knew that Apple would have the largest market cap in America?
I knew.
I thought it would beat Microsoft. I didn't know it would have a larger market cap one day than Exxon. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew it would be bigger than Exxon.
Keep in mind that Microsoft is what gave Apple their their last breath of wind, or last wind of breath, so to speak.
Well,
they couldn't survive without Microsoft's investment.
Well, they couldn't. They needed the investment, but they needed Steve Jobs' vision, and
Right.
that was the issue. The issue was that Apple on its own wasn't going to survive based on its platform without someone like a Steve Jobs, because the business models were completely different. One, Microsoft was software based, Apple was hardware based.
No, Apple was both.
No, Apple was hardware. They were hardware based. Their relationship with IBM and Motorola is what made them a hardware based company.
Okay.
Right. So Steve Jobs was really the only dude who kind of had the vision for a hardware based computer company. And that was really the prime. I mean, because look, like when you even look at the applications of a Mac versus a PC, they were largely geared towards different computing sectors, right? So what it was is that Steve Jobs just understood that other computing sector. That's really what it was. I'm trying to remember who was running Apple before Jobs basically left NXT or basically rolled that into.
I know you're talking Scully.
Yeah.
Scully from Coca-Cola.
He's Coca-Cola. He didn't have a clue.
No, Steve got put out. He didn't leave.
No, he's talking about later. He's talking about on the rebound when he came back.
Okay.
He came back.
Yeah, Scully. He came back with Pixar.
Oh yeah, see, that was a good acquisition.
Right. He understood. His computers
came back after that success with what, Toy Story.
Mm-hmm. His computers, the hardware, right, was designed to do that type of stuff. That was where they had Microsoft beat.
Well, I guess the point that we're making here, at least I was making, was that I don't think Facebook has the wherewithal to even go against somebody like Coinbase. I mean, they can buy up as much as they want, but that's not going to help in the long run if they don't have the understanding of the market in the same way that Coinbase does. I mean, Coinbase, if you just from a high level view, have completely mastered the art of cryptocurrency purchases.
And I'll just say this: I wouldn't trust Coinbase. God goodness, I wouldn't trust Coinbase with my cryptocurrency since they just it's just that out they've been selling information. I'm sorry, I wouldn't trust them. I want to buy from them. Am I still on?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you're on.
And what's your take on that statement, Ulysses?
Oh, as far as buying from Coinbase?
Trusting Coinbase.
Oh,
no, trusting Facebook if they back Coinbase.
Oh, okay. You trust Coinbase. You just wouldn't trust Facebook. Gotcha.
No,
so Facebook would the presence of Facebook would be a deterrent for you to get involved in it. Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I think I just looking at it from a Coinbase standpoint, what you're looking for is you're looking to get, as quickly as you can, you would like to get to that billion, that access to a potential billion customer base. So Facebook is a real quick and easy way to get access to it. And if that's your goal, I don't know, you might want to make something happen there.
Now, okay,
So you can imagine people sending, loaning, or exchanging, borrowing cryptocurrencies in the damn messenger app.
That's what I'm saying. Think about how many companies are on Facebook that would then just be able to sell direct. Think about, like I said, I sell in the marketplace on Facebook, so
okay, now
a lot of sense.
I understand quickly reaching that $1 billion. I'm just seeing in the future they have much more to gain if they just sell now. They have much more to gain in the future compared to themselves.
Like Dollar Will said, there's a lot of sharks out there with a lot of money. Don't assume you're always going to be the big guy, the big player in town.
If I had to put my money on it, I would say I wouldn't sell, to be honest. Knowing the dirt, not even dirt, but the little petty moves that exchanges are already doing within the cryptocurrency space. You know, that knowing it's a world unto itself, I wouldn't sell to Facebook. I just wouldn't, because I know it's much more to gain. You know, the world is at stake. If I sell now, I'm selling the world. I'm giving the world to Facebook.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not saying they should necessarily. I'm not saying they should necessarily sell now. But
you have 2/3 of the world on Facebook. I was just going to say, though, you have 2/3 of the world on Facebook, though. Like, that's something to consider.
I understand that, but in the future, I can have, instead of having 2/3 of the world, I can have more than 2/3 in the world, because cryptocurrency is, if I'm Coinbase position, I'm thinking I'm of the mindset that cryptocurrency is a currency, is a reserve currency of the world.
Let me give you.
I'm going to have my hands in everything instead of 2/3.
Okay,
I'm my hands in the entire world.
No, that's not necessarily the case, because okay, if you have instant and immediate access to 2.6 billion people, I think that's what's on Facebook, 2.7 billion or something like that. Okay, if I have immediate access to that, right, and let's just say an acquisition happened, so that means that every Facebook that's verified automatically gets a Coinbase account. Let's assume that. Right. Okay, Dollar Will. All right, so let's just assume that that's how it happens in the event that there's a buyout or a merger. Like I just said, you've already acquired that user base. If you don't do that, guess what you have to do? You have to market to the entire globe, and you have to hope to try to acquire that same user base, right? And you're also going to have to compete with other big pocketed exchanges that come on. Like, who's to say that Goldman Sachs doesn't roll out their product? Peter Schiff already has his whole gold-backed crypto thing going on over on his site. So I'm just saying, there's already competitors out there.
I understand that. I understand that. I wouldn't sell if I were to sell, I would sell to Goldman Sachs because they're in the financial sector. But at the if I had to deal with Facebook, I would partner with them on certain things. I would not sell to Facebook.
Well, I think Ulysses, if they, let's just say merger, if they merge, if Coinbase merge with Facebook, like Ulysses said, they would become the de facto standard, exchange on Earth, and it will be impossible to overcome that.
Think about how many people are walking around with Facebook Messenger on their phone.
I wouldn't, if that happened, I wouldn't be a Coinbase a Coinbase customer, because I just wouldn't, because I really don't trust Facebook. I don't trust no one.
I think Lionel's making a good point that the mishandling of people's information match with some high investment financial system is a disaster for them. It would bring them right to their knees from a legal standpoint, and nobody would want to ever deal with them ever again. So I don't think Facebook is the right partner to be involved in the acquisition of Coinbase. That would destroy Coinbase's reputation, as well as make cryptocurrencies less trustworthy in terms of doing business in social media.
I would sell to Goldman Sachs.
Well, look, what we're looking at here is we're looking at how you do this in such a way, right? Let's not assume, right, that Facebook just buys Coinbase and then that's just the end of the story. What it would be is this would be a strategic merger, right? Similar to the acquisition of Instagram. Now, they didn't just pay cash, right, for what the acquisition amount was, right? So this would be something similar to that, where Coinbase largely is still going to be responsible for the technological elements to all of this, right? Facebook isn't going to acquire it and then just say, okay, now we're going to just take over your technology. That's not their scope.
No, I understand.
Right?
I understand what Mike is saying, that Facebook doesn't, their brand doesn't carry, it doesn't make people feel security, right?
You have to look at it in like Facebook basically just putting up a little symbol that says we accept Coinbase, similar to like how you go to any okay, so look, if you go to you can have take two websites that sell the same thing, right? One of them has like a 1 rating and it's completely horrible, right? They like totally defrauded customers, really bad customer service and all that, and they accept Visa, MasterCard, etc. And then you have a similar website that sells the same product, A+, accepts Visa, MasterCard, etc. Look, the fact of the matter is this: Coinbase is a transaction. It's a transaction vehicle. That's what it is. Now, as far as what you think about Facebook, okay, that's your personal opinion. What it is that Coinbase ultimately wants, they want to hold a market share of the transactions that are taking place in the crypto sphere.
Well, nobody's disputing that, but I think I hear what Mike and them are saying. But here's my counter to the very good argument that Lionel and Mike have offered. Even with the questionable privacy practices of Facebook, how has that affected their users, or have they seen a decline in users notably?
They lost about 30 to 60 million users since the scandal started.
I mean, what does that represent relative to the whole?
Well, there's a hashtag of delete Facebook, right? You see some of the major moguls pushing that hashtag. But the point that I'm making is that going forward, if Facebook can't fix their legal issues, then Coinbase does not look like Facebook does not look like an attractive partner to work with in such a high transactional market space. Now, if you said another social media platform, that might be different because they haven't been caught yet doing these scrupulous practices. But if it comes down to Facebook, then it may not look as good at this point of we don't even know how many users data has been leaked just in Europe alone, because they haven't even specified. So they look very questionable. I don't think Facebook is a very good partner. It's the right approach, but the wrong partner.
Yeah, I got you. I want to finish my laying out the vision. Okay, you got the defectors from Facebook. What is that? Like, how many percent of people is that? Single digit percentage of people? 10%. So what was that? Like,
roughly 10%.
Okay, 10%. Okay, of the remaining people, that's a huge share of the planet still that are on Facebook with the security issues that would immediately become Coinbase users. I mean, we talking about people who not even involved in cryptocurrency right now. That would be instantly, they would be on it and they would go to Coinbase. And that would be all they know.
I don't think you'll see Coinbase. I think you'll just see Facebook. Coinbase will just be largely in the background, kind of how PayPal was integrated into eBay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't have to be this grand It doesn't have to be Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
So it
Right.
could just
Doesn't
say
have-
Coinbase, and people only people who read the news will know
Coinbase
that
accepted
Facebook
here.
is a
Like
part.
Coinbase accepted. Very simple. And then it's like a user option. Would you like to opt in?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And have a Coinbase account? Yes or no? Boom.
Okay. Now let me throw y'all a curveball. Do you all agree that big business is dirty? It's not as clean as people perceive it. There is backstabbing and all this other stuff going on in big business. Would you all agree with that?
What's going on in Tesla right
Big
now?
business, small business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
What's going on in Tesla right now?
now, let me throw you this curveball. You know those two twins that Mark Zuckerberg F.
Yeah, Winklevoss twins.
Now they own Gemini. They own the exchange Gemini.
Mhm.
What if they partner with Goldman Sachs and invest in other and them themselves invest in other decentralized social media platforms just to get at Mark Zuckerberg?
Okay,
That's
I'll say
possible.
like it's possible, but if those platforms don't have at least 1 billion users, what are they really getting at?
They got the money.
Okay, if those platforms don't combined have at least like 1 billion users, what are they getting at?
All I'm saying is I wouldn't, man.
I see what you're saying, but
Man,
yeah, it's going to be interesting. Well, but what we all seem to agree on is the sharks are circling in the water. That's all. They're here.
But what I'm saying is this: in this age of acquisitions, like, look, let me tell you something. The days of those guys with just like those guys who just get into the game really and like try to take out the giant. That's not really happening too much nowadays. What you're seeing is just more in acquisitions. Right, you're more likely to just get bought out, get swallowed up before you become competition to somebody.
But who's to say that's going to continue? That type of strategy is going to continue to the future.
It's
it's common in downturns. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're actually seeing
when the market starts getting smaller, you headed for bankruptcy, so you sell for something while you can.
That's what you got going on right now. I mean, businesses are struggling.
Right.
Well, let's go on to our next article. Let's just agree to disagree and wait till what the future holds.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this one thing before we go. Do you agree that everybody's got a price?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then we can go ahead. Okay. That's all. It's just a question of what that price is. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. And it may not be money, so All right. This is from Business Insider, a consultancy that has been spot on about how far crypto markets would tank, expects Bitcoin to tank even further. At the beginning, research firm Quinlan and Associates called that crypto markets would tank in 2018 has been spot on. If Quinlan continues to be right, then things will only get worse for Bitcoin. And I know you've been calling this also Dollar Wheel. At the beginning of the year, consultancy Quinlan Associates made a call that Bitcoin markets would tank in 2018. And so far, the firm's speculation has been spot on. Quinlan and Associates put out a report in early January titled Fool's Gold, Unearthing the World of Cryptocurrency, in which they outlined a case for the cryptocurrency markets dropping in value to a total of $223 billion in 2018. And last check, the market was down to $233 billion according to CoinMarketCap. At the last time Quinlan made the call, other market observers were calling for Bitcoin to hit 25 to 40,000 in 2018. As for Bitcoin,
I'm sorry, what's that number?
40,000, 25 to 40,000 in 2018.
Gotcha.
As for Bitcoin, the consultancy expects crypto to dive even lower from its peak price to just below $5,900 to 1800 by December. Despite fulfilling most of the characteristics of a traditional fiat currency, cryptocurrencies are largely being utilized as speculative investment assets, leading to considerable volatility in their value, said Benjamin Quinlan, chief executive and managing partner, in a statement shared with Business Insider at the time of the January report. Despite the bearish call on Bitcoin, the firm expects the cryptocurrency market to rebound, driven by those cryptos with a clear utility, to reach 407 billion by 2020.
I'd like to say, Mike, come online. Look at that range. Their consultant says it could drop to from 59 down to 1800. Damn, I gave a better, a narrower projection than that. In fact, but they are much more dire. I didn't say anything about no 1800. Good Lord. They covering the bases.
That sounds like a yeah, that sounds like pie in the sky to me. 1800 is a sharp drop.
Yeah, and that's a consultant. They were paid to give that advice. Wow.
Now, what makes you say they were paid to give their advice?
I mean, if that's what you do, you're a consultancy, right? I mean,
Oh,
you
okay,
know,
okay.
that's their business.
Now, I saw someone say the cost just to mine Bitcoin is like almost $2,000, and then someone was saying Bitcoin is not going to go below the cost to mine Bitcoin. It because at that point it's not feasible. Why would you mine something?
If that happens, then you basically have an upside down currency.
See, you can't impose that kind of logic to say what the price won't do. The market will take the price where the market takes the price.
Okay.
I mean, you know, companies drop their stock price drops below book value. You know, it happens, and you go bankrupt. But it happens. It's, you know, it's no such thing as it can't.
Okay, can't impose.
Okay.
I
I don't think Bitcoin will go. I mean, the most ridiculous call I've made was between 2,200 and 2,500. Now I'm trying to back off of that and come back up to around 4. I vacillate. You ask me today, I'll say 4,000. You ask me tomorrow, I'll say 2,500. It's, you know, right. My official position is we getting to 4,000. We'll see what it looks like when we get there.
Mm.
Now BGS don't think we're going below 5,000. So, but we'll see. But that this guy right here, L Arian,
Quinlan,
he's
pretty
smart guy there.
Eleron.
Yeah.
Any other
pretty smart guy there, pretty about as established. If you want an establishment figure, this is it. And for him to be watching Bitcoin, when I saw that, I said, they're here. The whales are here.
Before I read this, any other points on the last article?
No.
All right. This is from CNBC.com. Eleron, is that how you pronounce his name? Eleron?
Arian, I think that's how.
Okay. L Arian calls Bitcoin to buy if price falls below 5,000, which really in that range, to tell you the truth. After tumbling some 70% from its peak, Bitcoin is reaching a point where even an authority like Mohamed Eleron thinks it could be a buy. The chief economic advisor at Allianz, considered one of the most influential financial market thinkers in the world, said Friday that the cryptocurrency would be worth considering if it falls before 5,000. Bitcoin was trading around $5,870 as Eleron made his remarks on CNBC's Squawk Box. I don't think you get all the way back to 20,000, but I think that you need to establish a base whereby the people who really believe in the future of Bitcoin consolidate, and then that provides you a lift, he said. Bitcoin saw a meteoric rise in 2017 as digital currency surged in popularity and dozens of competitors came to market. However, a number of obstacles, from continued stories of fraud to threats of a regulatory hammer coming down across the world has caused a big pullback since a December price peak of more than $19,000. Now, the question turns to what is the future of cryptos and the shape that Bitcoin and others will take. Where at where at one point there was more than 40 digital currencies with market caps above 100 billion. Bitcoin now alone hold that designation according to CoinMarketCap. Laurent said cryptocurrencies likely won't be currencies at all, but more like commodities. I suspect that if you look 10 to 15 years down the road, we will have digital currencies, but the public sector will have involvement in that. It will not be pure Bitcoin, he said, but the blockchain technology take that serious. Blockchain is the fundamental of excuse me. Blockchain is the foundation of Bitcoin, serving as the digital ledger of financial transactions and is expected to be used widely in banking and other sectors in the future. Bitcoin will exist alongside that technology, but perhaps not as its advocates anticipate. It will be a means of exchange, Elrond said. It's not going to be a currency. It's going to be another commodity like asset out there that you can trade and mainly as a store of value. Bitcoin's price was slightly higher Friday morning and off its highs for the day. All right, break this article down for us, Dollar Will.
Um, well, one, he's saying just go with the technical part first. Well, okay, first he said he's a market maker. A lot of people really, rest on his word. I mean, he's one of those respected people that's on CNBC for forever. He's been on there. And so first he said that a base has got to come in. So once he thinks that 5,000 is a good area. And when we get there, you're gonna have to see people step in and buy, and that volume has to come up. Okay. Because that would suggest that there's a floor and that's really the bottom. So that was the first part. Second, he doesn't believe that Bitcoin will see 20,000 again. I don't agree. I don't see how it can't. And he also it sounds like he's more of a fan of the blockchain technology than he is Bitcoin. So we'll see. He doesn't have to be right. Other than that, it's just kind of straight ahead. But just that he's even acknowledging Bitcoin and saying a price point where he's basically endorsing, big money, institutional money to get in. He sent out the call in that article that, hey, $5,000, that's a good point.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was actually just going to agree with Dollar Will on his assessment that he's more that the guy was more interested in the blockchain aspect rather than the Bitcoin aspect, because the blockchain aspect is the infrastructure behind the method of transaction. That is the more important aspect to it.
Yeah, you got to understand, old money like that, you're not going to, nothing like crypto is going to come along and take their eyes off of oil and gold.
No, because those are tangible assets, whereas Bitcoin isn't 100% tangible because of the volatility of it. It doesn't make it really all that great of an investment. Especially at 20,000 or even at 5,000. At 1,800, like the last article said, yeah, I can understand that. But the blockchain aspect and the smart contract aspect of Ethereum and EOS and IOTA is really where everybody wants to be. They want to be able to use the cryptocurrency, but they also want to use the infrastructure that goes along with it. It makes the investment that much more tangible.
Awesome.
All right. Our next article comes from Market Watch. godfather of chart analysis says stock market now dealing with uglier action. A, a Campora says emerging market stocks have been flashing red. All right, we're about to step in the wheelhouse of Dollar Wheel here. Prominent market technician Ralph Acampora
That's
is
it. You said it right.
all right. Acampora is growing increasingly concerned about recent moves in the stock market, notably the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Acampora, a pioneer in the field of chart-based trading, said that the primary utility of reading charts is a risk management function. Heard that a few times. And what he's observing currently suggests that the bullish dynamic in equities may be unraveling. That is particularly the case after the Dow Jones, up 23% on Monday, closed below its 200-day moving average for the first time since June 2016, and as key components of the blue chip benchmark spiraled lower. I sell when major support levels are broken. Take a look at Caterpillar as an example. The Dow Industrial broke a near-term support yesterday. This is getting uglier action, he said. Moving averages and other technical patterns can help analysts determine bullish and bearish momentum in an asset. Industrial giant Caterpillar, down 26%, saw its shares enter the bear market territory on Monday, defined as a decline of at least 20% from a recent peak. Shares of Caterpillar were down 0.4% in Tuesday afternoon trade. Bearish action in Caterpillar comes as investors worry that a tit-for-tat global trade squat between U.S. and trading partners in China, Europe, Canada, and
Lionel, you there?
Uh-oh. I think you dropped out.
Well, I'll just yap until he comes back. Oh, it looks like he's back.
He's back?
I see his name on there.
No, I mean, I see him there, but I can't hear him.
Nope.
I think he needs a new laptop.
I'll be buying one right after him. Mine is hanging in there, but I'm like thinking maybe these media rich sites is maybe I need to get some new RAM, but RAM, what's RAM going for now?
Depends on what capacity you're looking at.
You know what? Let me withdraw the question. I gotta look and see if Apple did me in with this model of laptop where you can't add RAM. You have to like replace the old RAM and buy the whole damn thing in sets. It's like it might be something crazy like that. So
no, it's
depending on.
I'm sorry. What was that?
You have a PowerBook?
Yeah. Yep. 20. When did I get this? 2010, something like that.
Yeah, you should be able to upgrade RAM.
They don't make they actually don't make PowerBooks. It's actually a MacBook and MacBook Pro. So
MacBook Pro. That's what it is.
Oh, I actually still have a PowerBook, dude. That's like how old my shit is. Well, I'm not using it. My screen got cracked on it, so that was what I used to do. I like my DJing through, but
yeah, I get them confused. I got a G3 PowerBook. I got a daggone last Motorola laptop. I got 3 Mac laptops, okay, and they all really work. The other 2, I was gonna put Linux on it, but
Well, what you can do is to make sure that you have the Spectra patch installed on your machine, because that's really what's driving a lot of these computers to either overheat or just crash randomly because the CPU spikes to 100%. So make sure you got the right patches installed.
And that wouldn't be in the normal updates from Apple. It'll be a separate thing I'd have to go get.
Apple should have created their own updates already.
Yeah, that should have been like a OS patch.
Right. Right.
or a patch that you get in an OS update.
Gotcha.
Or it might come in the way of a firmware too, a firmware update.
Gotcha. Well, while we waiting on Lionel, let me just say the big thing about Caterpillar, they're like the chief earth mover. Okay, all the big equipment. When you see a bridge being built or big building being put up, Caterpillar is like one of the main companies in that business. I would say they're probably the biggest company in that like heavy duty equipment. They're probably biggest in the world.
Like heavy equipment manufacturing?
Yeah. Cranes and stuff like that. They're and I think they're even involved in drilling for oil. If it involves turning the earth, moving earth, Caterpillar is the earth mover. And so when you can tell when countries are making infrastructure improvements, or building big buildings, because that money shows up in revenue for Caterpillar.
Right.
That's how you know the economy is turned. When Caterpillar starts getting business, that means people are spending now.
Yeah.
Okay,
wait, I think Lionel's back.
Yeah, man, my computer, I need. We still live?
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
We were actually just continuing the you were talking about Caterpillar. We were just continuing the conversation.
Yeah, so Caterpillar is kind of like the canary in the coal mine there. But what bring up the article again?
Okay, let me get this up. It was from it's the Godfather more, right?
Yeah, Ralph Occampour. Occampour, of course, he's a technical guy, and he works on the floor. He's old school, back when they had all the people on the floor screaming in their bids and stuff, before electronic trading and all of that. So they have him on there, the dinosaur, and he'll come in and talk about the flow of where the action is on the floor. And it's like, kind of throwback guy. But yeah, for Caterpillar to be diving like that lets you know where we are. That, the market is rolled over. We're going down like Frazier. It's
like down
happening.
like a rock or down like a ship?
Down like that's hard. You know why? Because since when is it 80? Was it 80? Was it 7? What was it? 82 or 73? I get it confused. They put in protect circuit breakers, they call them, in the market. If the market drops so many points in a particular day, they'll close the market. And I believe that's going to happen. They will close the stuff. Yes, they put in circuit breakers to stop the panic. Panic selling in the market, in the stock market. If it goes down a certain number of points in a day, they will close the stock market.
Stop all trading.
Yeah.
Now, didn't that happen in 87?
That's what I was trying. Somewhere back in there, right?
Black Monday, right?
Yeah, 83 or 87.
Yeah,
somewhere back in
87. Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street.
There you go. And so when you ask me that question, how's it going to fall? Well, we'll see what the circuit breakers they're designed to stop it from falling like a rock, like a knife.
They stop it they do it by themselves. Or somebody got like a pull or something.
They'll stop the trading. The theory is that you'll get a chance to calm down and think about it. And so tomorrow the market will reopen. And so basically they're going to work on you, all right? They're going to close the market. You're going to hear all this news. They're going to tell you to be calm, right? And hopefully they can, work on your nerves. And then the next day you'll stay in. And what's the word? Hodl.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because this is, oh my God. Okay. While they working on you and telling CNBC and MSNBC and all these market watch people said what to say, will they be in the background selling?
Well, no, it's gonna be closed for everybody.
No, I'm talking about when it opens back up, when quote unquote cooler heads prevail. Will they be in the background selling?
Big smart money, of course, they're gonna be selling.
You know what?
they ain't into that crap. That news is for you. It ain't for them.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
See?
that's what I'm saying. Because me personally, no, I'm not gonna say. You know, what the fuck it. I sell. Like, okay.
Here's what they afraid of. You and I don't have a lot of money. We can go in and sell, and we can be out. We can be out of the market in a few minutes because we don't have that many shares. They got millions of dollars, man. They got these billionaires. They can't sell all their stock in one day
because it isn't what regulation is. Anti-gravity brought it up. They can't. As a matter of fact, when we was looking up who owns what in Walmart, Anti-gravity brought up that the federal, I forgot which branch, they gotta let them know if you own X amount.
SEC, Securities Exchange, you can't sell if you own more than a certain percentage of shares
because you manipulate the market.
Yeah. You can't just sell. You have to notify people. It's like and that's the same if you're like an executive at the company.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. That's why when I even with these penny stocks, this is kind of where that comes in for us. These penny stocks are so small. I would always look at the market cap. Because I didn't really know where that rule was. I never wanted to own more than 1% of the daily volume. Because if you own more than that, you might not be able to sell all your shares in a day.
Because you are the market.
You are the market. You start bidding against yourself. So you're trying to sell at the highest price possible, but you keep going in there putting this large number to get rid of. So you bringing the price down. You working against yourself.
So every time you sell, you bring the price down. Like you said, you just get yourself.
Hey, Dollar Will, Damiente asked when you were talking about like the circuit breakers out there. He said, would that be referred to as the plunge protection team?
The what? The plunge protection?
Plunge protection team. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
I want to say I've actually heard that term also. Like the basically the individuals responsible for, like you said, like when there's like a sell-off starting to happen, right? And it's going to dip below. I guess like the plunge protection team, those are the guys that basically do what's required or do what's necessary to stop bleeding and like you said, get the cooler heads to prevail, right? By getting talking heads like Jim Cramer to get out here and tell you, no, it's all good.
Right. And this is when they come on and tell you, this is the time when you're supposed to stock up because you're getting bargain prices. Yeah, right. They don't, you don't know that it's going to get even cheaper.
Just like with Enron, financial planners were telling people, people was telling folks to buy Enron. It's $40-something. Buy it. It's 2 cents. This is prime. It's buy. Next thing you know, they out of business.
I was getting ready to say that. I also had the misfortune of buying. No, there's this company. I purged it from my mind. I lost a whole lot of money in this fiber optic company back in the day. Okay, this was before Verizon had fiber. Okay, they were laying all this fiber across the country, and I was investing in this crap, and some of them companies went out of business. Okay,
it was a Lucent, Lucent Technology.
It wasn't Lucent, but I remember that everybody used to talk about.
They were another one.
People talking about, Lucent can't see. This is what turned me off of fundamental analysis. Okay. People telling me all these stories about how many daggone patents that Lucent owned.
But the numbers don't lie.
Look, I had a coworker. I had a coworker, man, who used to day trade. Right, that's kind of how I got familiar with all this stuff. He used to basically sit at his computer and trade like his Coca-Cola stocks and all this stuff. And he would sit there and just make a shit ton of money while we were working. Right, so he was buying and selling and flipping Lucent for a while. And he didn't have any interest in it other than the fact that, like he would buy it at a certain point and he would wait for it to jump like maybe like 10, 15, 20 cents and then sell. Right. And then it'd go back down. He'd buy. He was like, dude, Lucent is one of these stocks, dude, I could just buy and sell throughout the day. He's just make a nice little chunk of money. Right. That was how I got familiar with Lucent. And I knew that they were just like they laid fiber.
Yep.
Hey, listen. After this whole thing, I gotta ask you something after the broadcast.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I the only one on this panel that just remembered to hit like? I didn't hit it myself.
I hit it when I hit it when I come in. It's only like 5 people watching. You, me, Mike, Ulysses, Anti-Gravity, and Damietta.
Get the likes up.
Right. 3 people watching. You should have 8 likes.
Hilarious.
Right.
Hilarious.
All right. This next one comes from thestreet.com. Wait, hey Mike, did you have any? Oh, you know what? Y'all talked about it already. What? You know what? Man. Okay. Anyway.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah. This is from thestreet.com.
I'm sorry. It was just one little thing about scroll down up and see what the number was. I'm sorry. Go ahead and say what you were saying. I'm sorry. I think you were getting to it.
Oh, no, I'm saying the street. This the next article.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, stock market bulls should be frightened by these numbers. What is really happening beneath the surface of the stock market right now? A whole lot of selling, like we just talked about. It's not all sunshine and roses, market bulls. Despite stocks trying to stage a recover this week after a 2-week slumber on trade war fears, the market's internals still look bearish. U.S. stock funds and ETFs had the second largest outflow this year of $29.3 billion.
You understand what that is, right?
People selling.
There you go.
For the week ended, for that 1 week, $29.3 billion was sold in the week of June 27th, according to Bank of America Merrill Lynch. The outflow was slowly below the record $29.5 billion seen during the February market correction, and up 4
wait a minute. They saying that the correction in February established a record?
Yes.
That the outflows in this past February was a record?
Of $29.5 billion in the month of February.
Oh hell, this is it. This is the mother. This is the Great Depression era. This is it. Go for it.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, man.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Right, because I'm hey, you've been at it for a long time. I'm still trying to fully wrap my mind around this. So they saying in February, an outflow of $29.5 billion during the month of February market correction, and that's the record. But the second largest outflow was this year. That is, was $29.3 billion for the week ended June 7th. So they saying a 1 week in June was the second largest outflow this year compared to a month in February.
Wait. They're talking about this. Did they say which week in June? Did this happen to coincide?
June 27th.
Oh, so did that happen to coincide with the passing of the budget?
This is just coinciding with the market going down, man.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, when you look at how Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security just got gutted, I mean, I think these are all basically like signals or triggers.
Okay, let's look at it like this. The high was in January of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can say, especially when you look at the Caterpillar graph, you can clearly say that Caterpillar has been in decline since that point. Now, when we take out the low, whatever that low is, I don't think we have yet on the Dow and S&P. We'll soon be able to say, in maybe a week or so, we'll be able to say that we've been trending down since January. See, right now people are in this illusion that the market recovered. It didn't.
No, hell no.
So
now, there's something else in that article that I saw. Where the money went speaks volumes about Wall Street's true move right now. Okay. Bank of America says 22.6 billion flowed into money markets, aka cash, short-term high-grade bonds, 1.56 billion, and government bonds, 1.01 billion.
That's treasury bonds.
Okay. Inflows into defensive fixed income assets surged to 2.5 billion from 110 million a week earlier. And where the money has come out of isn't a shocker. High growth momentum tech stocks such as Nvidia and Micron have been battered this month. Meanwhile, the utility sector, Spider ETF, has popped 2.4% in 1 month's time, gained some actionable trades in this. Okay. So
Now, didn't I mention that a while back, y'all, that money was going to end up going to bonds and utility?
so are those like safer investments?
Yeah.
So
You
they
park a long. It's a place where you can park money long term.
okay, so they're moving out of this high volatile, well, in the stock market, high volatile stuff, and they're going into
They're going into high quality bonds. Let me say a bond is a loan from you
to the government or
to
a
the
business.
government or from you to a corporation. By government, we mean you can buy a high quality corporate bond. That's like you making a loan to some big Fortune 500 company. Okay, you can buy a bond from a municipal bond. That's you making a loan to a state. You can buy a treasury bond. That's you making a loan to the federal government.
Right, utility bond.
Hmm?
Like a utility bond.
I guess they would have bonds.
So
Yeah.
it's like literally it's like a utility.
Yeah. Like a state would have some kind of thing that they're doing, that you see it on the ballot when you go to vote. You see it on there. Okay. And it could be for a utility project, it could be for various things, but the state is backing it. The state is telling you that, look, we'll raise taxes on these mofos to get you your money back. The federal government for the treasury bond is saying, we will raise taxes on American citizens, you're gonna get your money back. And so money gets scared of the stock market, they run to that kind of security.
So bonds and treasury bonds.
Yeah, high quality bonds.
High quality bond. And what were treasuries again?
Now here is anti-gravity. I'm sure this is his thing. Now we got the economist. Come on.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on, Anti?
I will stand back because he's
let me ask this. But before he put his knowledge down, let me ask this thing. Treasury bonds. What were treasury bonds again?
Loan from you to the federal government. Am I representing that right, sir, Mr. Anti-Grav?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so bonds. I know bonds are loans from me to either the government or municipal
corporation.
Yeah, corporate bonds and municipal bonds. Treasuries. That sounds the same.
So you got corporation, state government, federal government. Think of it that way.
Right.
So treasury is what?
Federal. United States Treasury. Think of it that way.
Yeah, the U.S. Treasury. They're issued by. I forget. Is it the Treasury Department or is it the Federal Reserve? I sometimes get mixed up.
No, the bonds
who issues it.
I think the bonds are actually they're issued by the Treasury. Because I remember my dad actually purchased some bonds for me when I was younger.
See, this is how you know we're in trouble. This is how we know we're in trouble. Your great grandfather know about this shit, okay? Because they had it during the war and shit.
Yep, war bonds.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. They're issued by the Treasury Department.
Okay, so smart people, they get scared of the stock market and they park their money into a high quality. I want to emphasize that. High quality bonds, treasury bonds, and utility stocks.
Now let me add this, because another section of bonds that move higher, go up higher in value. Those are junk bonds. They call junk bonds. These are, think of it as like, you know how you get those guys who don't always pay their bill on time and they go get that car and they pay a little bit higher interest rate?
Yep.
Well, you got some companies that just they like Pookie and Ray Ray companies, you know. They don't always pay their bills, you know, and so they'll pay a little bit higher interest and you can make a little bit more money. And they put all these junk bonds together in a fund. And you can make a little more money if you want to take a little bit more risk.
Yeah.
Okay, but the high quality bonds out of AAA, AA.
That's gonna be your big companies, your big
only AAA and AA rated.
Now I can't. It's go down to B rated, it's C rated, and I can't. You know.
I'm talking about the high quality stuff. High quality.
It's AAA, right? Answer all the high quality AAA.
Right. That's right. Double A is also pretty good. Just not as good, but yeah.
But I would imagine the cutoff is AA instead of.
I'm a bail on that.
Yeah, something like that. You're right.
All right, cool.
So but you can look and you can start seeing, you're gonna see a whole lot of more. So now, if you have sites like Morningstar and different sites, start paying attention to bond performance. Like when you're on Yahoo, usually we skip over that stuff, but don't let that get by you. Every week, like I'll go to barcharts.com, start to look and see what bonds mutual funds are doing, or bond ETFs, because the performance might surprise you. You're gonna be like, this is a bond.
and you can trade ETFs.
Absolutely.
But bonds, you kind of stuck, right?
Yeah. I mean,
no, you can trade bonds.
Yeah, you can trade bonds too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So money just moves. That's what I'm trying to say. Money just moves. They just look for the best value, okay? And they tell you, hold on for dear life. No, you sell like everybody else.
Also, when they talk about high quality, they mean like credit worthiness, as Dollar Will was saying. Not so much that they themselves are good bonds, right? They're just very, very low risk. Because if the U.S. federal government, defaults on their treasury bonds, the whole world is screwed. That's why they're considered the safest.
Right.
That basically means the U.S. federal government has become bankrupt. The implications of that are extreme. So
another thing, keep in mind, this downturn, there's another fund. I cannot think of it. It's like the total. It's a fund that represents like all the stock markets in the world. Okay, there's a symbol, and you can just like see in one graph like how the world is doing. Okay, you're gonna, when you look over the developed world, you're gonna see notice a lot of markets are turning down. It's one world, okay, and a lot of so that creates a demand for U.S. bonds, U.S. high quality bonds,
because the U.S. is the world reserve has a world reserve currency.
Well, we consider the richest people, the most stable government, and people just rather trust America over their own country or their own currency.
Now, am I right by saying when people get scared, when the smart money gets scared of the stock market, they do just those, not just, but mainly those, the bonds, the utility.
I would say those would be the first two, but I'm not going to say only, because I will be showing people other things in the stock market that's going to work. And it's going to be, I'm telling you right now, it is going to be the consumer's staples sector. That's one. It's not saying the whole sector. There's going to be some things in that sector. It's going to be gold, man. It's going to make a lot of money. But it's boring stuff, man, like Campbell's soup and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're talking literally like about like just things that are going to be day-to-day usage, like regardless, largely what the economic situation is. These are going to be things that are going to be used, consumer goods, on like shit like soap.
Yeah, like Procter and Gamble. Okay,
perfect. Right.
Constellation brand. For whatever reason, alcohol and beverages seem to do well.
Cheeseburgers.
I would expect marijuana to do well.
Oh,
It's going to do very well.
You know,
Cheeseburger. Well, you know what? Let's move on so we can get to that. I forgot. I stopped sharing my screen. Okay, here we go. The next article is okay. Now, Dado, you want to go over this, or you want to skip to the good stuff?
so,
Still
that's really not all that's saying is the VIX, the fear indicator, is rising. That's the short up. That's like confirmation. And the VIX, the volatility indicator, goes up when the market goes down. And what that volatility indicator is doing is going out into the options market and the futures market. It's buying puts against the major index, and a put is a bet that the market will go down. So when you see the VIX rising and you see the volume rising with it, you know, that's letting you know real money is betting that this market is going to fall. And there are some risky symbols. One of them is TVIX, and it's risky as heck, but they did that's the one we talked about last week. They did a 10-for-1 split, and the high price, like, you know, back in around, you know, in 2010 or 11, this crap was something like 20. But the way the chart is right now, if you go look back at that point in time, it's like 28 million or something. No way is it going to go all the way back up there. This thing is not trustworthy, but it is going to move a crazy amount. And if you know, a chart reader like me, I'm gonna buy some. I'm not recommending that you do. If you do, don't do it with like some money you would take to Las Vegas or something.
Stripper money, okay.
Stripper money, that's what you said?
Yeah. Man. I thought just passed my mind. Okay. BP holds millions. Now, what about this? BP holds millions of barrels.
I'll speed through it. This is this article is basically confirming that we have an oil glut. And in this article, they talk about BP is trying to make a delivery to China, and they can't get into the port to dump the damn oil because China apparently ain't in no hurry to take it. So BP don't own the oil tanker that they're using. So they're paying money to lease this ship.
Wow.
They can't dump the oil. So they got the oil, holding it in the ship, paying for it, can't get rid of it. So yes, oil has been rising, but the volume is going down.
Look, I've been trying to figure this out literally for like the past 3 months.
It doesn't make sense.
We had the gas. Well, they just, you know, what's funny is in California right now, typically gas prices would be shooting up traditionally going into the 4th of July holiday. But you know what it's actually been doing? It's been going down because look, honestly, it's hard to even justify the $3.47 for 87 octane gas that they're charging right now, considering what you're just talking about, this glut and this surplus. It's like, dude, how are you justifying the gas being this much?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, whenever I talk about oil, I put gasoline off to the side because that's just robbery. A gas price never makes no dang sense, okay? So even when oil falls, they got, you know, you got politics to decide what the price of gasoline is, okay? But eventually it catches up to the you know, reflects the downtrend, but not immediately. But that article is just making it clear that no, we are absolutely at the top of this oil thing, and that's why I said earlier when Mike was asking about oil, the price is going south before we start that march higher, because no, the dollar is rolling strong. Yeah, I'll just stop right there on that. But yeah, it would be worth, you got maybe put it in the put the link of it over in the side, or let people see what the article is, because it would be worth folks, you know, really just looking at it. It's amazing. You got a big company like BP and, you know, China not really in no hurry to offload the oil. And the article said that it's quite common for companies like BP. They'll lease the ship to transport the oil to China with no guarantee that China is going to accept it. Now that's just the normal way business is done, because China always accepts it. They need the oil. But now it's not working like that. They got enough.
Damn.
Okay. Now, Schiller, the housing market has been overheated since 2012.
How saying this guy, yes, pretty much what the headline is saying. We topping out on housing.
It's a bubble.
The housing is sitting longer.
So does that mean hold off on buying a house, or wait like 2 years?
I would do the latter. I would be trying to. I'm just saying, me. Talk to your financial advisor. I would not be trying to buy a house right now, or no car, or no new car. No.
Oh, I already preferenced the video in the beginning. I told them go to cfp.net if they want to do a financial advisor. I already preferenced the video.
All right, cool. But that's all that is.
All right, let's get to Ulysses Wheelhouse. This is from Yahoo Finance. Millennial investors are flocking to the first marijuana company.
I think I put that up there, but I was thinking of Ulysses when I forwarded that.
Yeah. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, I see where you're getting at. Millennial investors are flocking to the first marijuana company to hit the New York Stock Exchange. See, the first marijuana stock to ever trade on the world's most famous stock exchange might be struggling to gain momentum, but that's not deterring millennial investors. Shares of Canopy Growth, which moved its stock listing from Toronto to the New York Stock Exchange last month, have been flat since the shift. But on the stock trading app Robinhood, whose users skew much younger than traditional brokers, more than 16,000 investors have snapped shares in recent weeks. On June 14th, 2 weeks after the move to the Big Apple, 9,000 traders held the stock, Robinhood data show. By Thursday, the number had ballooned to 16,644, making it the 54th most popular stock on the app. Despite being flat for the month, Canopy Growth shares saw a significant pop in mid-June, where they gained nearly 7% following the news. Canada became the second nation to legalize marijuana. The company has also partnered with celebrities like Snoop Dogg and received funding from Constellation Brands. That's the global beverage company behind Corona, Modelo, and other famous beers. We're a company focused on leadership, vision, and integrity, and listing on one of the most prestigious exchanges in the world validates the level of execution and ambition our team has demonstrated. Bruce Linton, Canopy Growth's chief executive, said in a press release when the stock moved to the New York Stock Exchange. 5 years ago, as a small 5 years ago, as a small Smiths Falls-based startup in the cannabis sector, we could have never imagined this historic moment. More and more public companies are looking to the legal marijuana space as laws become more accommodative. While Canopy Growth may be the first marijuana stock to trade on the New York Stock Exchange, there are a handful of agricultural and dispensary companies which trade on the over-the-counter market. Tilray, another Canadian marijuana firm, has filed paperwork to be the first legal weed company to have a U.S. initial public offering on the NASDAQ exchange. And Canopy Growth current price, as per this article, which was dated June 26, is $29.69. Before y'all dig into this, when they say over the counter market, what is that?
That's a small let's see. You got your regular market, and then you got your it's stuff that's too small, companies that's not stable enough to be listed on the NASDAQ American Stock Exchange and the big ones like that.
So those penny stocks.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I own some. I bought some stocks over the counter.
But I will tell you, you got stuff down there, man. You got coal companies and some oil company. You got some stuff down there. That's where, you know, you don't sleep on the over the counter, you know, because it's a lot of that stuff. Now, when the volume picks up and you know, there's like steady interest in it, and the stock price gets up, you know, in maybe $1 or $2 or whatever. Or I don't even know if it's got to get that high. Then it can find its way onto a major exchange.
Yep.
All right.
You know. But yeah, man. So they got money coming in from Constellation Brands, so that means that I can get some weed and a beer. And
I'm actually here. I'm gonna send this over to you guys. Okay, well, first off, with regards to Constellation Brands having some interest, right? Okay, so some time back on one of our cannabis hangouts, I mentioned that there's some particular brands under Constellation Brands. I'm trying to remember which beer brands. There's 2 of them that are actually developing cannabis infused beers right now.
Corona and Modelo, as you said.
You're right. Corona and Modelo. That's gonna give you some insight between Constellation's interest in having a stake in this, right? You know, largely the alcohol industry that has the opposition to cannabis, where it was the distributors. It wasn't the actual producers themselves, right? Infused beers, infused wines, infused rum. Okay, like I had a Jamaican chef buddy of mine who used to drop herb in a bottle of 151, right? He'd drop a couple nugs in there and let the alcohol like dissolve the THC out of the herb, and he just sit there and sip the bottle, right? So all of these things, these are all viable products, dude, to hit the market. These companies are positioning for this. Trust and believe.
right.
Trust and believe. Now, in terms of investment, I'm gonna send this link. I'm gonna put it in here, and then maybe you can put it out in the general chat. So there's this app that's out called Stacking, and so what Stacking is allowing for it's an investment app, and what they're allowing for is investment in cannabis. So it's a real easy way for your average Joe to get involved in investment in cannabis. Like, this is how much it's opening up. I just came across this literally like yesterday.
And it's what again?
It's an app. It's called Stacking, and one of the things it enables you to do is invest directly into cannabis.
Wow. So so these are like over-the-counter cannabis stocks.
Yeah, that's what my assumption is with a lot of these right here. Yeah. You know, I purchased mine through TD Ameritrade.
So yeah, I think that, you know, and so again, just to restate the point, it won't be just utilities where the money's on bonds where the money's going to go. It's the big.
It'll go to all the low risk stuff, basically.
Yeah, the boring stuff like water filtration plants. So
Wait, what will?
you know, because you need water for the plants.
Wait, I'm lost. You saying what will go to what?
Money's going to investment money is not going to just go to utility companies and bonds.
If the stock exchange gets very, very volatile and people are scared, they'll move to low risk.
Yeah, and Constellation is one of those big. It's a big beer company.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because I know like McDonald's and Yum Brands and the Pizza Huts of the world, and those are comfort. It's that
Yeah.
comfort
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
I would say to people, pull up your favorite, big companies like Yum. And Yum is I forget what is Yum on. Yum owns
Like 7 different companies.
yeah, it's a whole lot of fast food companies that Yum Brands own. Burger King and all that.
I
'Cause
think they also own Taco Bell too, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
Pizza Hut. Yeah,
yeah. So go to those kinds of stocks and basically pull up a monthly view and see what that stock did from like 2007 to like 2009. And companies that did well in that period of that put them on the list to watch, because those are likely going to do well in this climate. Same kind of thing, just steeper this time. Same thing but worse.
You know, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if they have this in like, some of the other states, but like, so like here in California, for example, right? So Jack in the Box, which I guess would be maybe under, no, they're not under that. Wait, what's under Yum Brands?
See, it's a long list.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It's gonna blow your mind.
Hold on, no, it was right there. Wait, pull it back up, Lino.
Let me do this.
All right, there's KFC, Pizza Hut. Oh, okay.
Company. Shit. No, it's not up under that. Well, it's KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Okay, so basically what they did was they purchased that from PepsiCo.
Yeah.
PepsiCo used to own all of them.
They did.
Yeah, but like, so for example, like Jack in the Box, so they have this stuff called the late night munchies box, right? And they market it directly to all the stoners here in California. So it's like you go there and basically you can get it like after like 10 o'clock, and it's just like a bunch of junk in a box for like $5. And it's it's a thing. And Taco Bell does it too. They have something similar.
Does it taste good?
No, it's basically it's all this crap just put in a box for $5.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, I don't eat the shit.
Okay, I
I don't eat it, but I'm just saying, even these brands, these companies, like they leverage like the whole cannabis thing, and they market directly to stoners.
Back in the day, Lionel, did you ever have the munchies late at night? Was that an experience you ever had?
Prior to me joining the military, I did indulge, and I was in school, like college, and the stop-off point, which was really the only restaurant on base, not on base, why I say base, on campus, was Pizza Hut. And I would get me a little personal pan pizza with some breadsticks and a Coke.
Well, the point I'm breaking is, in my day, yes, I was a pro. In my day, we couldn't be choosy. See, when you got the munchies at night, you're not really that choosy. We ended up at the 7-Eleven getting those damn sandwiches that you got to put in the microwave.
My older brother, man, this fool
the burritos and stuff from 7-Eleven, whatever that munchie is in there.
Crap, dude. They're like, what are you doing? This fool's eyes are bloodshot red, dude. They just picking out the junk.
Man, that was high cuisine, man.
Yes, it was, because it tastes good. It tastes good, like.
So look, that's why Jack in the Box does these they call them late night munchies box, and it's just it's like a bunch of crap, dude. It's like curly fries with chili and cheese and onions. It's just like, dude, who's gonna eat this? Somebody who's extremely high.
Right.
Yeah, because it tastes. Yeah, you know what? Okay, you go to the Yum brand. And
that's it. Because we got a KFC with a Pizza Hut in it and a Taco Bell all in one building.
They bought it from PepsiCo.
Yeah, in August 2008, it was 26.15. It fell to 1965 November that year, same year. It kind of moved sideways from November to January 2009. And from January 2009, it just been going up.
Well, that's what everything did. Okay, so what was that? So it fell in 2007 and 8 and started falling?
August 2008.
Okay, so it fell like everything else then.
Yeah,
So see, that would turn me off. And even the chart right now, it looks a little too healthy. I'm looking for ugly. I'm looking for something that's ugly. That whose time is due. Like one company I saw today. I got to do some more research on it. Was Chipotle. I gotta do some more research on. They look like it might be ready, but I'm gonna go deep. Chipotle is a very interesting company because everything in that burrito. If you look at the ingredients of the burrito and you go do research on the stock charts, you can really get a sense of where Chipotle stock is going to go real easily. Because if those ingredients if the price of those ingredients is high, Chipotle can't make no money. They get destroyed. So I have to go and check on the price of the beans and the rice and the pork and the beef.
And they were having issues with their pork suppliers because they were having E. coli and that stuff.
Right. But if you looked up, I think it's CMG. If you looked at the price of burrito, that'll let you know it don't matter. That daggone thing was up, I think, around $700 at one point. It's crazy. Even with the E. coli, people bought it. The stock went up.
Man, I thought Chipotle was over, though. They're still around, but they're not growing like they used to. Man, and you know how I can tell?
How?
Because they put out a TV ad. Before, they never put out ads.
Yeah, they
all word of mouth, social media, that kind of thing. Once they start putting it on TV, that's when I knew they were screwed.
Yeah, because they were everywhere.
Yeah, and their food is a bit. It's of a higher price point for what.
No, they just never shook up their ingredients and their just the whole brand.
But tell me this, y'all you on the West Coast, okay? Was it ever it may have been a bigger East Coast thing because y'all a burrito is nothing, for y'all. Y'all, y'all had better burritos and stuff than Chipotle. Okay, because y'all got some good food, fish tacos. Y'all got the stuff. And so on the East Coast, we don't get that. We don't. So when Chipotle came out on the East Coast, it blew our mind. But for y'all, I can't imagine that y'all were as excited about Chipotle as we were.
Not really, dude. Actually, people here were cynical as hell about Chipotles.
Yeah, y'all got people in a food truck that make better.
Yeah, and part of the problem that they had was it was largely a culturation, right? So, what you had because Chipotles are largely going to be part of big box retailers, right? So a developer comes in and then they're going to put a few retail establishments, and then there's going to be like a Starbucks or Chipotle, and then maybe one other fast food, large chain fast food. They usually come as part of some sort of retail development project or something, or some sort of big box retail type of establishment. So what happens though is that when they usually make those types of, or have those type of developments, what they did was they removed pre-existing businesses. That would largely what would have been and would have happened. And usually when that happens, there probably was one or two Mexican restaurant establishments. So you got rid of the traditional stuff, and then you brought in this commercial crap. So what was going on here in California was that people would eat it. People who just wanted some fast food, they'll go there, but they don't want McDonald's, they'll get that. But largely, man, people kind of shun it. And that's where Noah was talking about, where it didn't really make the impact that they thought it would. That's because you have way too many better options for a burrito that costs the same.
Oh, that's just California. In the Midwest, it was huge.
Man, let me tell you
bid slash.
Let me tell you something. In the DC area, Chipotle line be out the door.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
You know, you think it's a fight up front or something. I mean,
It's always like that too.
yeah.
Especially, I'd say 2-3 years ago. Like you have to queue for for a while to get anything.
Right.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, answer gravity. Hey, do y'all have White House stuff there?
Yeah. It's been so long since I ate it though.
Y'all got White Castle?
Yeah, we have White Castle.
Yeah,
Wow.
they got it in Chicago. Yeah,
Wow.
and
Be careful eating
Minnesota.
it, but yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Although the
100
other,
sliders for like $5.
now we had in DC a competitor kind of opened up a little while after White Castle. It was called Little Tavern. I don't think they exist anymore. That was the munchie spot. Like same thing, same little
Yeah.
hamburgers. Get a bag of them for. I think you could get like
After the
$3
club.
for $1 or something.
After the club, you know.
Yeah, after the club, that was the only place open. Everybody go in the Little Tavern.
As a matter of fact, in Chicago, at least, a lot of White Castles are near clubs.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
the one
you know,
I used to hit was off of shoot. It was like
Michigan.
Michigan
130
and
Michigan.
100,
130 Michigan.
103rd. Yep,
Yep, right,
one
right
that's
on the
across
hill.
the street. Yeah, that's the one I would go.
Right across the street from the liquor store. I know.
The liquor store. Oh shit, dude.
Right, yeah, right across the street from. As a matter of fact,
And there's a Walgreens. There's a Walgreens and a bank. I think it's a
Yep.
Chase Bank.
yep, on
Yeah.
that corner, yeah, right across the street. Man, that White Castle been there
Okay.
for years.
Okay, here's who you see at our little tavern. You got the homeless people. You got the nightclub people that's high, and you got the hoes and the pimps. Everybody's there.
Now, see, in Chicago, it's a different dynamic because not only do you got the White Castle, but you got Maxwell Street. So either people go to those two establishments. Mainly it's Maxwell Street. Maxwell Street is like the greasy spoon of the greasy spoon restaurants. It's man, it's good too, man. It's I tell you what, I was coming home from the club, and when I was coming home, it was morning. People was going to work. Okay, I hit up Maxwell, got my little cheeseburger and bag of fries on the way home. I ate it on the way home, turned back around, went back and got some more just to have something to eat when I got home. Like that's how it is, you know. But it's good, man. I ain't gonna,
Good, man. Good stuff.
with that little pepper in it,
Oh yeah.
with that little
Hey,
jalapeno pepper.
Well, I know. Where's the spot where you go? Man, my wife put me up on this, man. I told you, dude, like when I was in Chicago for those 3 years, dude, I hit them about. What's the spot where you get those what do they call them, like pizza pockets or something?
Oh, pizza puffs.
Pizza puffs, dude.
Y'all got pizza
What?
puffs out there
I don't know, dude.
with mild sauce?
Not the stuff that you guys got. I was like,
Pizza-
what the
Pizza
Dude,
puff
she
with
went and got
mild sauce. Mild sauce on
Holy-
it.
yeah.
Good, ain't it? It's good, ain't it?
Wow. I was like, holy crap. I've never had this before.
Yeah. Pizza puff with mild sauce, man. Down out near downtown,
Wow.
they got pizza puffs. They got pizza puffs bigger than that.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, you in Chicago?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. No, all you need is a damn pizza, man. Shit, get a damn deep dish.
Man, that's a
Oh, let's not go down that slippery slope.
that's
Yeah,
but
because I like getting stuff started between
Yeah.
New Yorkers and Chicago and about who got the best pizza. I'm gonna tell you, both of them are good.
But man, them pizza puffs are good, man. Yeah. I'm surprised y'all ain't got that out there.
Nah, man, we don't.
Anyway, I took it way off subject, you know.
Where Mike at, man? He quiet, man.
Mike making money doing his business and doing a hangout. He got the life.
Mike's over there eating some pizza puffs.
No.
dude.
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Man, hey, that mild sauce, man. I've been living in Chicago all my life. I still don't know what it is, but it's good.
Hey, look, you know what? I'm not gonna ask.
Anybody on here ever have a notion to try to buy a chain, get into the franchising thing? Because when I was younger, I tried to get my crew to get together and buy a couple of stuff.
I wanted to buy a Chick-fil-A, but damn, their franchising is strict.
Yeah.
What do you have to
Well,
be?
you should be able to get it's discounted for minorities for MBE. So
No,
I
no,
think
I
it's
know,
like
but
25.
the thing about them is their franchisees are not like they're not really independent. A lot of the control and the requirements and everything, basically Chick-fil-A is very heavy-handed, right?
Well, let me tell you, I have to say, I really have to give it to them. That's the best run fast food franchise I've ever seen in my damn life. Cause they get the food ready too damn fast. You can't get your money out your pocket. When they say have your money ready when you get to the window, they mean that shit.
And it's so simple. The menu's so simple.
Right. And they actually have one of the cleanest restaurants I've ever seen too.
Yes, I agree with that.
It's amazing, man.
Lionel, you heard of Reggio's, right? Reggio's Pizza, the frozen pizza that you get over at like Jewel.
Oh yeah.
And okay, all right. So my mother-in-law and so the owners of Reggio's, they're clients of my mother-in-law. She runs a massage therapy center in Hyde Park. So I know the people who own and run Reggio's, and she asked me about getting the pizzas here in California when I was there. So that was like one opportunity that kind of was just sort of like, I maybe I should ask my mother-in-law, circle back around to that, because there's definitely a market. That's stoner food too, right there, like little low cost Reggio's pizzas.
I'm surprised you've never been to Maxwell Street, like the okay, on 95th at the train station. That little restaurant right across the street from the park.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. That was like a hot dog joint.
Yes. It's called Maxwell Street.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like when people hide drunk out all night, whatever. That's about because the food is cheap. And it's good.
Yeah. I used to do a run or two over there on occasion, man. I go there, grab wifey something.
Yeah. I know that food truck thing, that is big business now. Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I don't know if Lionel dropped out.
Is Lionel there?
I'm not sure. He may have dropped out again. Go ahead, Noah.
Oh, no. Sorry. I just clear my throat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if Lionel may have dropped out again.
Maybe have a computer problem again.
Yeah. Okay. He'll drop back. He'll jump back in.
Yeah, all that for it.
Yeah, no, that was I know that was one opportunity though as far as franchising. Well, you had explored it at one point?
Look, I was young and I was like trying to get the crew to move, and when I couldn't get the crew to move, I couldn't do it. I could have done it, but I didn't do it because I wanted it to I wanted the security of a group because everybody was working, everybody had good jobs. But we had great jobs, but it was like you right in that sweet spot where everything is comfortable, the money is nice, but you're not really making the money to take that next step.
Right.
And so I was like, we need to do this business. And I couldn't get everybody together to do it. So we just, that's the thing, you start making a certain amount of money, you get lazy. And that's a problem with our race, I have to say. That even the people that quote unquote, reach a level, make it or reach a level of comfort, they stop working. No, you got to keep going. You got to take that next level. Because at that time when I was younger, you had the Subway franchise was big and it was not that expensive. I mean, I'm talking, hell, I don't even know if you needed $10,000. It was real inexpensive to get in. Okay, and another franchise that was jumping off a lot was Checkers.
Checkers.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
like
I know.
Raleigh.
I never.
Raleigh.
There you go, Rallies. Yeah, I never really liked the food.
Mhm.
It was just too damn greasy.
But in some areas, man, it was just that was like a big thing though.
Right.
You know, like as far as like franchises and stuff like that, like here in California, it was always more or less like the traditional franchises, like McDonald's, stuff like that. But outside of that, we have a strong like Mexican food culture. Well, it's grown to expand over like the last 20, 25 years. It's gone like Korean, Asian, and now it's all like fusion and it's a bunch of crap now. But by and large, people here largely prefer like authentic Mexican food and
Right.
stuff like that, right? So again, like it was your basic franchises are what was going to make you some money if you wanted to like buy a franchise.
Yeah, I always just focused on Subway because they don't cook anything there. They don't
Mhm.
cook anything. Not really cooking. They got a convection oven, but they got that bread box which basically bakes the bread. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So what do you really need? You're buying the damn convection oven and the bread box, okay? You got the display case for the ingredients. I think that's refrigerated. They don't. What else? A big refrigerator. That's it.
Yeah, they have because of that, like their operating costs are a lot lower.
Yeah, and you might see at most 2 people working in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
I typically don't see any more than like 3.
Yeah.
And even on a busy day, I'll see three people.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I was missed that opportunity. I was just wondering.
Wait, you wanted to get a Subway, you said?
Oh yeah, and when I was around about 30, I wanted it. I wanted it bad, but I
Okay,
should have
back then
done
would
it
have
on
been
my
good.
own. I should have
Back
just
then,
done it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say back then it was good, but right now maybe not if you're thinking about doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's the whole sort of commercial real estate space.
Ah.
What it costs to. Now I can just speak shit. I can speak directly just from my own experience, man. Having to shut down my shop about 2 months ago.
In the broadcast.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget tomorrow we got our Blacks in Space podcast.
Yeah, space.
So
The final frontier.
Tomorrow. And thank y'all for turning in the Money Making Friday. And with that said,
Yes, sir.
check you out later.
All
All right. Peace out.